This page is the cover of Dreamcast Magazine, featuring characters from the fighting game Guilty Gear X. The cover highlights featured games such as Ultimate Fighting Championship, Phantasy Star Online, and Sonic Adventure 2. It also mentions other games, including Sakura Wars Kinematron, Cardcaptor Sakura, Fighting Vipers 2, Magic, The Gathering, Daytona USA 2001, Aero Dancing, Resident Evil 3, Last Escape, and Tricolor Creasy. The magazine also includes articles on peripherals and Dreamcast game reader rankings. This issue is volume 41 of the year 2000, dated December 22nd, 29th, and priced at 450 yen. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast console itself, emphasizing the wide variety of games available. The advert shows an open Dreamcast box overflowing with character standees, suggesting it's packed with content. The characters visible include Sonic, Tails, Amy, and characters from Sonic Adventure, and possibly other games. The text at the top reads, "Anyway, it's packed with content." The Dreamcast logo is prominently displayed on the box. This page showcases upcoming Dreamcast game releases. First up is Saskatsuku, J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru, a soccer management simulation game from Smilebit, launching on December 21st for 5,800 yen. It supports Network Play, VGA Box, and the Dreamcast keyboard. Next is Samba de Amigo Ver 2000 from Sonic Team, a rhythm action game coming on December 14th, also for 5,800 yen. This sequel features Hustle Mode and Love Mode, and supports the Maracas controller and VGA box. Daytona USA 2001, the Dreamcast iteration of the classic arcade racer, is also set for release on December 21st for 5,800 yen. It boasts enhanced graphics and new features, supporting racing wheels, rumble packs, and VGA output. Sonic Shuffle, a party board game featuring Sonic characters, is also launching on December 21st for 5,800 yen and supports up to 4 players and VGA. Lastly, there's a Sakura Taisen Dreamcast for Internet bundle, a special edition console themed around Sakura Wars, with a release date of December 28th. Priced at 25,800 yen. This bundle includes the console, controller, visual memory, Kinematron mail software, and Dream Passport 3 Sakura Wars version. A separate software release, Sakura Taisen Kinematron Hanagumi Mail, is also listed for December 28th at 2,800 yen. This mail software features Sakura Wars characters, stamps, and stationery, and includes voice messages. Both Sakura Taisen releases mention a limited first production run, including a Sakura Taisen 3 movie disc. This page is the contents page of the magazine, highlighting the main articles featured. It includes a special feature on Guilty Gear X and a section called Perfect Catalog of Overlooked Machines. Dreamcast-related topics, such as a Wall of Truth/Best Performance article, and a look into the debugging process of Dreamcast games, are also listed. Game previews and features mentioned are World Series Baseball 2K1, Ultimate Fighting Championship, Sonic Adventure 2, Phantasy Star Online, Sakura Wars Kinematron Mail, Detective Gentleman Dash, Sakatsuku Special Edition for J-League Pro Soccer Club, Cardcaptor Sakura Tomoyo's Video Great Strategy, 100 Swords, Fighting Vipers 2, and Daytona USA 2001. This page continues the contents listing from the previous page. It highlights Dreamcast hot information, featuring newly arriving Dreamcast games, including Boku Doraemon, Aero Dancing Eye, West Wind Rhapsody, Samba de Amigo Verna 2000, Magic, The Gathering, Sonic Shuffle, Giga Wing 2, Super Street Fighter 2 X for matching service, Gunspike, and Eldorado Gate Chapter 2. The Dreamcast Soft Complete Guide section is also listed, showcasing Project Justice, Blue Submarine No. 6, Time and Tide, and Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. On the right side, the Game Index provides an alphabetical listing of games covered in the magazine with page numbers, including titles like Ultimate Fighting Championship, Cardcaptor Sakura, Tomoyo's Video Great Strategy, Grandia 2, Detective Gentleman Dash, Treasure Strike, Phantasy Star Online, and Marionette Handler 2. The bottom section of the page continues with further content listings for different articles and features within the magazine. This page highlights the renewal of Tokyo Joyopolis on December 2nd, featuring new attractions like Speedboarder, a snowboarding simulator, Viva! Splash Diving, a diving experience, and Rumble! Wild Jungle, an off-road car ride. It mentions the staff uniforms being renewed and designed by Beams. The page also announces the special premiere of Shenmue the Movie across Japan. This movie is based on the first chapter of the Shenmue game and is showing at 5 locations: Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, Fukuoka, and Sapporo. The page lists the dates and times for each location. There's also a reader invitation to the premiere for 50 groups of 100 people. This page announces a special pre-release event by Sonic Team for the upcoming games Samba de Amigo Ver 2000 and Phantasy Star Online. The event will feature Sonic Team members, guest speakers, presentations, a Q&A session, and game tournaments. It will be held in Osaka and Tokyo in December. The page also reports from Internet World Japan 2000, held at Makuhari Messe, showcasing the Dreamcast's online capabilities and business applications. CSK Group was presenting Dreamcast systems for medical and education fields, and Izao showcased a My Waiting Service concept linking Dreamcast to mobile phones using DreamEye for image transfers. In hardware news, the new PlayStation 2 model, SCPH18000, is announced for release on December 8 in Japan. This model will include a DVD remote control and IR receiver. Additionally, voting for the 5th Japan Game Awards is starting on January 1, 2001. Covering games released throughout 2000. Voting can be done via postcard, internet, or mobile phone, with prizes for participants. The previous awards saw Seaman winning. Finally, the page highlights news from GameSpot, mentioning the PS2's strong popularity both overseas and in Japan, due to its DVD playback and remote control feature. There's discussion of the Christmas sales period, and the release of WonderSwan Color. A weekly news ranking from GameSpot is also provided, with top stories including the new PS2 model, the PS2 European launch, Sega's efforts to revive itself with Sega Gaga, Sony's widescreen PS2-compatible TV, and a preview event for the Biohazard 4D attraction. This page features several announcements and information snippets. Firstly, there is an announcement for the 4th Sega Marine Fishing Tournament, this time targeting tarpons. It's part of the Dreamaga Cup, and seems to be an online event running from December 18, 2000 to January 5, 2001. The aim is to catch big fish and register them online. Next, there is an event announcement for a 20th Century Superhero Gathering featuring past Kamen Riders. This event is set for December 16th at Tokyo Kosei Nenkin Kaikan. It mentions appearances by rider actors, rider chips, and other related musical performers. The event promises stage shows and merchandise sales. Then, there's a mail-order advertisement for Roommate Series CD-ROMs. It highlights the dating simulation game Roommate Series, mentioning roommate Inoue Ryoko for SS, Sega Saturn, and a new character, Sato Yuka, in the Dreamcast version. These are Windows CD-ROMs for mail-order and are limited edition items for fans. A new brand section introduces Ruby-Doo Jewelry, a jewelry brand themed around Koei's Angelique games. This brand offers jewelry designs inspired by characters like Julius and Oscar from Angelique Collection, aiming at female consumers. Finally, there is Spot Space AM facility information, introducing Tokyo Joyopolis in DEC's Tokyo Beach Island Mall, opening on December 2nd. It describes Tokyo Joyopolis as a new amusement facility with a Hong Kong theme, featuring about 150 arcade machines and attractions. It mentions the interior design and staff uniforms reflect a Hong Kong atmosphere, offering a unique experience. This page highlights various entertainment events and announcements. 10 Girls, a model group, features on the BSN TV show HANSAM. Moero Robocon's Robinichan will appear in the NHK drama General No Pen Blend 2001 starting January 6, 2001. Dreamaga's recommended events include a Planetarium Christmas Special, December 9th, a Namco Holiday Campaign opening, December 10th, and a Famicom 1000 Knock 3 event, December 14th. A contest at Rivals offers a chance to win 300,000 yen. Giveaways include an NTT Docomo calendar featuring Aikado, and a lottery for an initial D movie screening for Sky Perfect TV subscribers. The page also promotes the Jim Carrey comedy, Me, Myself, and Irene, Japanese title, Two Men and a Woman, with a trial screening and ticket application details. The movie is set for mid-January release. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Fish Eyes Wild. It highlights the game as a fishing simulator, where players can catch dream-sized fish from around the world. The advert showcases various types of fish available in the game with their sizes and names, like piruku, rainbow trout, bluegill, yamame, steelhead, king salmon, barramundi, brown trout, camlunge, dorado, tiger shovel-nosed catfish, tucunare, black piranha, payara, amemasu, jao, red-tail catfish, and piranha naturari. It mentions features like realistic water surface and splashes, different fishing locations, 3D sound, and compatibility with the fishing controller. Fish Eyes Wild is a nature and fishing genre game, scheduled for release in February 2001, priced at 5,800 yen. The developer is Victor Interactive Software. The Dreamcast Weekly Game Sales Top 10, as reported by Dreamcast Magazine, reveals a dynamic market. Virtua Tennis, Power Smash, tops the chart, a new entry lauded for realistic tennis gameplay. Tetris Worlds, Sega Tetris, also a new entry, takes second place, with strong sales for the Japan-exclusive puzzle game. Mercurius Pretty End of the Century, a simulation game, holds third place, while F1 World Grand Prix 2, a new racing game based on the '99 season, is fourth. Airway Help. Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, Airwings 2, Airstrike, Eldorado Gate Volume 1, Skies of Arcadia, Moto Professional Yaku Team Otsukuru, and Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 round out the top 10, showcasing a mix of genres from survival horror to RPGs and fighting games, with many titles emphasizing their online multiplayer features. This Dreamcast game popularity poll, the Anticipated Titles Top 30, is based on reader votes. Sakura Wars 3 is Paris Burning, leads with 549 points, followed by Shenmue 2, 370 points, which may have footage from a non-stop Shenmue event. Sonic Adventure 2 secures third place, 311 points, promising early details. Other highlighted games include Sega, 8th, and Card Captor Sakura. Tomoyo's Video Operation, 22nd, the latter offering gameplay reveals. The rankings encompass a variety of titles, like Detective Knight Dash, Phantasy Star Online, and others, showcasing diverse genres. Point data reflects reader questionnaires received up to December 8th. This page presents two ranking charts and a weekly game spotlight. The first ranking is the Anticipated Ported Titles Top 20, listing games readers hope to see ported to the Dreamcast. At the top is Air, followed by Nights into Dreams, The King of Fighters 2000, and Tokimeki Memorial 2. Other notable titles in this ranking include Burning Rangers, Grandia, Daytona USA 2, Metal Gear Solid, and EV Series. The second ranking is the Video Game Income Ranking Top 15, showing the top-earning arcade games. Derby Owners Club 2000 is at number 1, followed by Virtua Fighter 3 TB, Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000, and Guilty Gear X. The King of Fighters 2000 and Tekken Tag Tournament are also in the top rankings. The weekly pickup section highlights Ganbarina, a new variety gun game from Namco. It's described as having 61 types of minigames and is promoted as a two-player compatibility test. The screenshot shows gameplay with cartoonish characters in a shooting gallery-style setting. The text emphasizes the game's focus on minigames and the new features in this latest installment of the Ganbare series. This document lists the Dreamcast software and hardware releases from December 2000 to March 2001, along with titles with undecided release dates. December 2000 saw numerous software releases, including Phantasy Star Online and Daytona USA 2001, alongside hardware like clear Dreamcast controllers and various visual memory designs. January 2001 brought titles such as De La Jet Set Radio and Gigawing 2. February 2001 featured releases like Eldorado Gate Volume 3. March 2001 included Biohazard Code, Veronica Complete Edition. Undecided release dates included Monster Breed, Illbleed, and a zip drive, tentative. This page showcases the Reader's Dreamcast ranking from Dreamcast Magazine. The top-ranked game is Soul Calibur, maintaining its number 1 position. Power Smash, Virtua Tennis, is a new entry at number 2, praised as the best tennis game currently available, with excellent graphics, controls, and original elements. The review mentions it's easy for beginners yet deep enough for experienced players, highlighting the exhilaration of smashes and match tension. The reviewer notes its addictiveness, stating it's a game you'll want to play every day at home, with simple yet profound controls. Network battles are also mentioned, with a comment about the difficulty of getting used to the communication costs and connection times. Another new entry, Aero Dancing F, comes in at 57th place, described as a soaring first flight. The review highlights the replay value and the fact that replays are visible to others online, encouraging players to purchase the game if their replays are selected, suggesting a competitive aspect to online play and sharing replays. The page generally presents a snapshot of popular Dreamcast games according to reader votes, offering brief insights and opinions on some of the titles. Dreamcast Magazine's OzBack Dreamcast Rankings, 31st 93rd, hint at hidden gems. The New Arrival Games section highlights Multilancer Rebirth, 111th, a cute character-focused game with evolving gameplay, and Dream Studio, 117th, praised for its beginner-friendly 3D game creation tools. Biohazard 3. Last Escape, 181st, receives praise for its enhanced graphics and additional modes compared to the PlayStation version. Sega Tetris, 192nd, is lauded as a definitive Tetris experience, offering satisfying gameplay, network battles, and unique prizes. This page reviews Eternal Arcadia, Skies of Arcadia, a Dreamcast RPG praised for its unique sky setting, strategic turn-based battles, and engaging storyline. The game features a vast 3D world with airships, islands, and secrets. A ranking section lists other Dreamcast titles, including Space Channel 5 and Jet Set Radio, considered mid-range but worthwhile. The author, Isari, shares his personal connection to boats. Overworks, the developer, promotes the game as a high-quality, original RPG, promising an expansive world. The review also notes the game's release date and upcoming updates, including a Christmas version of the official homepage, and reader comments highlight the game's appeal. The next page continues the Dreamcast game ranking, starting with the odds table Dreamcast Soft D, which lists games ranked from 157 to 219, noting these are solid, but not top-tier titles. A section called UVUI Works discusses mid-range ranked games, specifically those ranked B to D, highlighting movement in rankings. Games like Tomb Raider 1V, The Last Revelation, LOL Lack of Love, Rayman 2, The Great Escape, and Monaco Grand Prix are mentioned as examples of shifting positions. LOL, in particular, is noted for its rising popularity. The ranking continues with Odds Table Dreamcast Soft E, covering ranks 220 to 251, describing these as games that are harder to find good qualities in, possibly aimed at children, or having a legendary status in a humorous way. Looking ahead, the page previews future released softs for the December holiday season, anticipating a rush of new titles and intense ranking competition, singling out Project Justice as a title to watch. Finally, a Now on Sale, Near Future Ranking Scheduled Softs section lists games currently available for purchase and previews games expected to appear in upcoming rankings. Dreamcast news and reviews are heating up for the end-of-year game rush. Previews include Marionette Handler 2, praised for its speed and detail, F1 World Grand Prix 2, which the reviewer found underwhelming, Quiz Oh My Goddess, considered simplistic, and Neo Golden Lagras, which lacks the PlayStation version's story mode. A ranking of Dreamcast peripherals lists the Puru Puru Pack, a development kit, Twin Stick, Arcade Stick, and Maracas controller. The Reader's Voice section features discussions about Sega vs. Sony, online game exclusivity, the impact of a Dead or Alive 2 re-release, VAIO color availability, and the slow sales of Revolt. Readers also inquire about the Dream Eye camera and Zip Drive release dates. A contest encourages readers to predict game rankings. The This Week's Odds Forecast game focuses on predicting the ranking of Samba de Amigo Ver 2000. Winners from the previous contest are announced, and readers are reminded to enter the current contest for a chance to win Dreamcast peripherals. 2 Dreamcast games are reviewed. Charge and Blast, a shooting game, is considered a beginner-friendly gateway with exhilarating combat, but criticized for a lack of content, difficult horizontal movement, and a low average score of 4.66. Reviewers enjoyed the sound and explosions, but desired more variety and a lower price. Eldorado Gate Volume 2, a role-playing game, is praised for its accessible system, compelling story, enjoyable item collection, and good value, earning a 7.0. While the UI is confusing, the game is fun and becomes more engaging over time, with its battle and equipment systems being highlights. The story is self-contained, making it accessible to new players, and it's recommended for those who enjoy character progression and casual play. This page features reviews for 3 Dreamcast games. Firstly, Guilty Gear X, a fighting game, is highly praised by female users for its arcade-perfect gameplay at home and enjoyable training mode, especially for beginners. Reviewers highlight the satisfying sound and graphics, noting it feels very similar to the arcade version and is enjoyable with a controller. Guest writers emphasize the appeal of the characters and stylish moves, but point out the complex system might be overwhelming for some, despite the game's surface appeal. The game received an average score of 8.33. Secondly, Samba de Amigo Ver 2000, a rhythm action game, is described as a minor change update from the original but still fun, with new songs added. Reviewers found the game to be a power-up from the original, and enjoyable for its rhythm action, even if arm pain is a potential issue with excessive playing. It is noted as having downloadable content, and received an average score of 8.33. Finally, Nepachi IV at VPACHI Crossing Roar Hana no Oendan 3, a pachinko simulation game, is reviewed. It is described as allowing players to thoroughly enjoy pachinko at home, replicating the experience of a real pachinko hall. Reviewers mention the game focuses on online connectivity and continuous play, highlighting the thrill of winning virtual prizes. The game received an average score of 5.66. Dreamcast Magazine features Cyber Troopers Virtual-On Oratorio Tangram, Oratan, in a feature article celebrating the release of Cyber Troopers Virtual-On Oratorio Tangram Wall of Truth, a compilation book. The book collects 220 new CG images, showcasing the detailed designs of Nobuhiko Arai, the Sega CG designer who contributed significantly to the game's robotic action and visuals. The article highlights the Virtual Alien series' history, from the 1995 arcade debut to the 1997 Oratorio Tangram. Interviews with key developers reveal insights into the series' evolution and the book's creation, with mentions of new artwork. The book is a definitive edition, combining text and graphics, celebrating 23 years of CG. The book is available from December 25th, and pre-orders begin November 28th. Digital wallpaper downloads will be available on GameSpot from December 15th to commemorate the release. The next page introduces the Wonder Swan Color, set to be released on December 9th, as Bandai's challenger in the handheld game market, especially with support from Square. The article highlights the Wonder Swan Color as a key product for the year-end sales period, emphasizing its color capability. It acknowledges the performance difference compared to the Game Boy Advance, but questions the timing of color release, possibly due to the appeal of playing classic Final Fantasy titles in color. The Wonder Swan Color is described as a compact and stylish handheld, succeeding the original monochrome Wonder Swan. It boasts impressive battery life, claiming 30 hours of gameplay on a single AA battery. Since its initial release on March 4, 1999, the original Wonder Swan has sold 1.6 million units and features 109 game titles. 3 key points are emphasized for the Wonder Swan Color: its compact and fashionable design, full support from Square Enix with titles like Final Fantasy, and collaboration with PlayStation allowing for data exchange with the PlayStation 2 via USB connection. The Final Fantasy bundle of the Wonder Swan Color is highly recommended, described as a must-buy if you find it, due to limited production and high demand. The article features a screenshot of a Final Fantasy game running on the Wonder Swan Color, and an image illustrating the USB connection between the handheld and a PlayStation 2. This page is about the debugging process for Dreamcast games at Sega, particularly focusing on Phantasy Star Online. It highlights the scale of debugging, especially with the large number of software titles being released around the year-end. The article explores the concept of user participation in debugging, where trial versions are distributed to 10,000 users. The debugging process itself is explained as starting when a game is about 7,080% complete, and involves checking for various issues, ensuring the game functions as intended, and testing peripherals. For Phantasy Star Online, the word select system for automatic translation into 5 languages is highlighted as a major task, with dedicated word check staff. The page features screenshots of Phantasy Star Online gameplay and photos from inside a Sega debugging room, showing the environment where these crucial checks are carried out, and bug reports are created and submitted for fixing. This article discusses the challenges of debugging at Sega, particularly focusing on the development of Shenmue. Debugging is essential for creating enjoyable, bug-free games, but the process is demanding, especially during peak release seasons. Interviewees Mr. Nishikawa and Mr. Yokiichiya highlight the immense effort required for Shenmue, which involved tens of thousands of hours of testing due to its vast scope and freedom. Debugging begins when a game is 70 to 80% complete, involving extensive playtesting and adjustments. The team aims to replicate the consumer experience. Games like RPGs can require over 50 hours of debugging per title. The article also touches on the Sega Saturn era, where some licensed titles like Des Crimson faced less rigorous testing. However, for the Dreamcast, Sega was committed to improved quality control. Debuggers are often part-time workers, primarily around 25 years old. The article concludes by emphasizing the crucial, often unsung, role of debugging teams in ensuring game quality and customer satisfaction, with a separate process existing for arcade games. This page is advertising a special subscriber campaign for Dreamcast Magazine, offering exclusive telephone card sets and special pins for applicants at the end of the 20th century. 7 different sets are highlighted, each featuring a popular Dreamcast game. Set 1 showcases Sonic Adventure with Sonic and a KO. Set 2 features Ulala from Space Channel 5. Set 3 displays characters from Skies of Arcadia, known as Eternal Arcadia in Japan. Set 4 is marked Top Secret and is for Shenmue 2, referred to as Shenmue Second Chapter Provisional. Set 5, also Top Secret, is for Senko no Ronde, here incorrectly labeled as Ver 2006, Rika Trio Tangram. Set 6 is titled Sega Game is the World's Best and appears to feature a character from a Sega game, possibly from the Panzer Dragoon series. Finally, Set 7 is titled Various Goods and features artwork by Takemoto Izumi. Each set includes a telephone card featuring the respective game artwork, and subscribers are encouraged to collect them all along with the special pins. This page continues the special Dreamcast Magazine subscriber campaign, offering exclusive telephone card and pin sets. Sets 8 through 11 are introduced, each featuring a different theme. Set 8, titled Guru Guru Creature by Ueta Kusayumiko, showcases characters in a cute, cartoon style. Set 9, DC Game Tora no Ana by Kamimura Sachiko, features an anime-style girl alongside a cat and a child. Set 10, Deijitorogu Channel by Utsuki Baruno, is themed around the Dreamcast internet service Deijitorogu Channel and welcomes the 21st century. Finally, Set 11, Dorimaga Dorichan Game Review by Tatsuhiko, features the Dreamcast Magazine mascot Dorichan in a game review setting. The page also details application instructions, deadlines, and important terms and conditions for the campaign. To apply, readers need to use the special application form, fill in their details, and choose their desired telephone card and pin set, sending it in with 1,000 yen. The deadline is January 19, 2001, and the sets are expected to be delivered from late March to early April. This page is a preview for World Series Baseball 2K1 on Dreamcast. It highlights the game as part of the 2K series and emphasizes its Major League Baseball (MLB) license, ensuring real team and player names. The game is praised for its realistic baseball experience, particularly the batting system, which is described as intuitive and satisfying. The article details various game modes, including exhibition, season, playoffs, and customize, catering to standard baseball game expectations. Screenshots showcase the in-game graphics and menu options like Today's Game, featuring options to play ball, simulate, view stats, and manage options, or save season. The page also focuses on the game's jacket design, which features Boston Red Sox pitcher Pedro Martinez. His real-life achievements, such as being a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, and his impressive season stats are mentioned, highlighting the game's commitment to realism by using actual player data and visuals. In season mode, it explains that players can simulate through the pennant race, focusing on key games. An example player's season stats are given as batting average .258, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs, and 14 stolen bases, showcasing the level of detail in the simulation. Overall, the preview positions World Series Baseball 2K1 as a comprehensive and engaging baseball simulation for Dreamcast, emphasizing its realistic gameplay, MLB authenticity, and variety of game modes. World Series Baseball 2K1 promises an authentic baseball experience, with realistic stadiums, sound, and dynamic camera angles. The game features instant replays of key plays and allows extensive player customization, including editing attributes and appearances, managing rosters, and simulating trades. Players can create their own World Series matchups, and even add players like Ichiro Suzuki. The game includes 6 Japanese major leaguers, though Hideo Nomo is absent. The preview highlights the inclusion of players like Sasaki Kazuhiro and Suzuki Ichiro. The article also features commentary from Japanese sources. Christophe Kagotani anticipates high demand for MLB games on Dreamcast in Japan, and hopes for an authentic baseball experience. Omoro Mori hopes for a Japanese release, emphasizing the popularity of Japanese players and desiring network play and updated data in future versions. This page showcases a high-energy preview for the upcoming Dreamcast game, Guilty Gear X. The page is dominated by dynamic artwork featuring Soul Bad Guy and KY Kisuke, 2 key characters from the fighting game. The text highlights that the game is just before release and emphasizes the intense battles with phrases like, "The blood of the wild warriors is stirring," and "Wake up and sharpen your talent." It's announced that Guilty Gear X from Sammy will be released on December 14th, priced at 5,800 yen. It's a 2D fighting game, supporting 1 to 2 players, and requires 10 or more blocks of memory. There will be a first edition limited edition available, which includes a special CD. The page also mentions a website for the game, and that it supports VGA output, broadband adapter, modem, and arcade stick. The description sets the scene, noting that unusual gears under observation in Country A need to be dealt with, and the game focuses on the encounters with these gears and the warriors who gather to fight them, inviting players to witness their battles. This page is dedicated to exploring the various modes of the Dreamcast version of Guilty Gear X. It highlights the arcade mode as a perfect port of the NAOMI arcade version, where players battle through 9 warriors to face Dizzy. Homepage mode is introduced as a unique Dreamcast edition, allowing players to access the GGX official site online for rankings and data downloads for survival mode and recording mode. VS mode is described as standard player versus player, emphasizing selectable backgrounds and all 14 characters available from the start, including bosses. Training mode is detailed as a highly customizable practice mode for honing skills and combos. Survival mode challenges players to fight endless waves of enemies, with CPU level increasing as the player progresses. Recording mode allows players to save 15 seconds of gameplay to VM for sharing and replay. The options section notes extensive customization for key configuration, game options like time limit and rounds, and also includes a sound test mode to listen to in-game music and sound effects. This page continues the feature on Guilty Gear X, focusing on battle systems and default character command lists. It introduces 2 types of gauges. Guard gauge, which increases when guarding against enemy attacks and affects damage received, and tension gauge, which builds up through offensive actions and is consumed by special moves. The page then details specific actions in the game under Special Operations list, including dash, backstep, air backdash, just before guard, 2-stage jump, high jump, ukemi, tech hit, sweep, throw, Gatling combination, dead angle attack, dust attack, faultless defense, instant kill preparation, taunt, respect, and Roman cancel. For each action, a brief description and button input is provided. Following this is a section highlighting pickup actions. Aries. Dead angle attack is presented as a counterattack performed immediately after guarding an opponent's attack, consuming 50% tension gauge. Faultless defense is explained as a defensive technique activated during guard using P+K, preventing chip damage and knockback, also consuming tension gauge during activation. Finally, Roman cancel is described as a technique to cancel normal or special moves by pressing 3 attack buttons, allowing for extended combos and removing openings, costing 50% tension gauge. This page continues the coverage of Guilty Gear X, showcasing the command lists for Soul Bad Guy and KY Kisuke. For Soul Bad Guy, his gameplay is described as offense-oriented, utilizing powerful moves like Volcanic Viper. The page details his command list, including moves like Gunflame, Volcanic Viper, Grand Viper, Bandit Revolver, Riot Stamp, and Throw, plus special moves like Tyrant Rave, Dragon Install, and Napalm Death. For KY Kisuke, the focus is on his balanced style, utilizing mid and low attacks. The page highlights moves like Stun Edge Charge Attack, Air Stun Edge, Vapor Thrust, Stun Dipper, Crescent Slash, Ride the Lightning, and rising force. The page emphasizes understanding each character's fighting style and command inputs to effectively use them in battle. Screenshots illustrate both characters performing special moves during gameplay. This page continues the Guilty Gear X character introductions, now focusing on Mei and Milia Rage. Mei is highlighted as a small character who uses unconventional attacks involving dolphins, specifically mentioning Ilka-san moves, which are strong and useful for initiating combos. Her command list details these Ilka-san moves, along with other unique attacks like restive rolling, overhead kiss, and powerful specials such as Great Yamada Attack, and Mei and Pleasant Companions. Milia Rage is introduced as a character with wild hair and fast movements. The text emphasizes her speed and stylish action. Her command list includes moves like Last Shaker, Tandem Top, aerial moves such as Bad Moon and High Speed Fall, and ground techniques like Iron Saber and Secret Garden. Her powerful special moves are Winger, Emerald Rain, and Iron Maiden. The page uses screenshots to showcase both characters in action and their unique fighting styles. The next page introduces Axel Low and Zato 1 from Guilty Gear X. Axel Low is described as a character who excels at maintaining distance, using his long-reach weapons, but needs to utilize special move cancels due to his slower attacks. His unblockable move, Rashhausen, is highlighted as a strong combo tool, and in close combat he relies more on Bentenkari. The page lists his command inputs for moves like Bentenkari, Axel Bomber, Rashhausen, and his overdrive attacks, Hyaku Chongoku Yaki, and Senri Ugi Ransei. Zato 1 is presented as a character who uses unconventional tactics with his shadow entity, Eddie. Invite Hell is emphasized as crucial for controlling the opponent's movement and distance. Zato 1's gameplay revolves around separating Eddie and attacking, offering a unique and satisfying playstyle focused on manipulating the opponent. The command list includes Eddie-related moves like Invite Hell, Eddie Summon, Movement Attack, Anti-Air Attack, and special moves such as Drunker Shade and Amorphous. Screenshots are shown showcasing both characters in gameplay with their unique fighting styles. The next page continues the coverage of Guilty Gear X. It spotlights two characters, Potemkin and Chip Zanoff, providing gameplay tips and command lists for each. Potemkin is highlighted as a powerful character specializing in throws and close-range combat. He is described as a power fighter whose throws are his main strength, particularly the Potemkin Buster. His gameplay revolves around getting close to the opponent and using powerful throws and strikes. Moves listed include Mega Fist Forward, Mega Fist Backward, Slide Head, Hammer Fall, Potemkin Buster, Heat Knuckle, Heat Extend, Gigantor, Gigantor Braid, and Heavenly Potemkin Buster. Chip Zanoff is introduced as a ninja-like character who excels in speed and unpredictable movements. His gameplay revolves around confusing the opponent with his speed and tricky techniques. He uses moves like Beta Blade, Gamma Blade, Tsuyoshi Tenni, Teleport, Tsuyoshi Meisai, Teleport Feint, Genruzan, Reshao, Rokosai, Senpu, Zenho Ruga, and Banki Meisai. Page advises using his speed and ninja techniques to outmaneuver opponents and create openings for attacks. Screenshots showcase both characters in action, emphasizing their unique fighting styles. This article covers Baiken and Faust in Guilty Gear X. Baiken, known for defense is the best offense, specializes in parrying and counterattacking, utilizing guard cancels and moves like Tatami Gaeshi and Sakura. Her overdrive, Surane Sanzu Watashi, is combo-friendly and damaging. Baiken's gameplay revolves around her guard stance and parry abilities. Faust, characterized by tricky movements or strong, has an unorthodox fighting style with strong normals and long reach. His projectile attacks like What Will Come Out and unique movement confuse opponents. The article highlights Faust's projectiles and strange movements as key to his effectiveness. Screenshots show Baiken parrying and using Tatami Gaeshi, and Faust performing What Will Come Out and Metsumeni Needles. This page delves into character strategies for Guilty Gear X, focusing on Ananji Mito and Johnny. Ananji Mito's fighting style is described as dance-like, emphasizing guard points in his normal moves that allow for counterattacks. His special moves like Yamai, Fujin, and Nagiha are detailed, along with command inputs and strategic uses. The Shinshiki moves are mentioned as aerial-focused. A tip: A tip is given on how to use Yamai after a down attack, followed by a dash and low kick or Fujin into Nagiha for a combo. Johnny is highlighted for his quick draw sword style, particularly his Mist Finer move, which has multiple levels and can be used in combos. His other special moves like Glitter is Gold, Bacchus Sai, and Divine Blade are also listed with inputs. It's mentioned that Mist Finer lower level can be guarded standing, but the other variations must be guarded low. A tip is given about using Glitter is Gold to power up his Mist level for enhanced attacks. The page is essentially a character guide providing move lists, command inputs, and basic strategy tips for Anji Mito and Johnny in Guilty Gear X. This page continues the Guilty Gear X character strategy guide, now spotlighting Baiken and Venom. Baiken is presented as a tricky fighter, with strong offensive capabilities, using her sword. The guide emphasizes her Tsujikaze rush attack, Tatami Gaeshi projectile, and aerial Sakura move. It mentions her counter-based fighting style, and the ability to cancel moves for strategic advantage. A key tactic mentioned is using crouching hard / cancelled into high damage, dragon install, for significant damage. Venom is highlighted as a billiard-style character, who utilizes balls in his attacks. His moves like Stinger Aim, Carcass Slide, Ball Generate, Doublehead Morbid, and Mad Struggle are listed, with a focus on ball placement and manipulation to control the fight. The guide suggests generating balls strategically to pressure opponents and utilize Dark Angel as a powerful special move. It's noted that the Mad Struggle move can be used effectively in mid-range combat. The next page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Project Justice, known in Japan as Moero Justice Gakuen. It highlights the game as a fighting action title with board game elements. Key features mentioned are the ability to create and train custom characters, data linking with the visual memory unit, and online battles with 70 milliseconds high-speed communication. The game is advertised as being on sale now for the Dreamcast. This page showcases the Dreamcast game Ultimate Fighting Championship. It announces the Japanese release of this mixed martial arts fighting game, highlighting its popularity in America, where it has sold 400,000 copies. The game promises to recreate the excitement of the octagon with realistic fighting styles. Screenshots feature fighters such as Tito Ortiz, Pat Miletic, Kevin Randleman, and Marco Ruas. The Japanese release date is set for January 25, 2001, and will be published by Capcom. The game supports 12 players and is compatible with VGA output and the Rumble Pack accessory. The Ultimate Fighting Championship game for Dreamcast features a combat system centered around positional advantage and diverse fighting styles. The core positions are stand, strikes and takedowns, ground, grappling, mount, dominant position for strikes and submissions, guard, defensive position with limited attacks, and back mount, highly advantageous for the top fighter. Gameplay revolves around achieving knockouts through striking, utilizing takedowns to control the ground game, and employing submissions. Stamina management is crucial. The game adheres to UFC official rules, featuring a cage, round-based fights, and win conditions that include knockout, technical knockout, referee/doctor stoppage, or judge decision. Judging considers striking and grappling effectiveness, as well as aggression. Fouls are prohibited, while permitted techniques encompass a wide array of attacks, including strikes, throws, and submissions. Ultimate Fighting Championship on the Dreamcast features several game modes. UFC mode is the primary mode, where players compete in a tournament to win the silver belt. Champion Road mode continues the player's journey, defending the championship and potentially earning the gold belt. Tournament mode supports up to 8 players for competitive battles. VS mode allows head-to-head fights against the CPU or another player. Training mode offers a comprehensive practice environment for mastering controls and techniques. Edit Fighter mode allows players to create custom fighters. The game also includes a section defining basic fighting game terminology and UFC rules, covering concepts like Veil Tudo and core combat positions within the octagon. This page is dedicated to a trial version report for Sonic Adventure 2. It highlights the game's approach as it heads into the 21st century, featuring Sonic, Knuckles, and Eggman. The tagline emphasizes the game's ambition to shake the whole world. The page includes screenshots showcasing gameplay, including Sonic snowboarding. The report mentions it's a trial version similar in concept to the Phantasy Star Online trial, but with significantly improved quality. Game data information lists Sega and Sonic Team as the developers, with a planned release within 2001 and price yet to be determined. The genre is Action, ACT. The Sonic Team website address is provided. A section titled, Pay Attention to the Movie Him encourages players to watch the demo movies, revealing that playable characters include Sonic, Knuckles, and Eggman. It hints at the appearance of a mysterious black hedgehog character, referring to Shadow the Hedgehog, and questions if he is related to Chaos Emeralds. The article expresses excitement about the trial version exceeding expectations from the previous game, promising impressive graphics, speed, and new action elements to watch out for. This report focuses on the trial version of Sonic Adventure 2, presented as a gift from Sonic Team celebrating Sonic's 10th anniversary. The trial features Captured Sonic, with a thrilling escape sequence involving a snowboard. City Escape is highlighted, emphasizing high-speed boarding and city exploration. Dr. Eggman's playable status is confirmed, and the guide character Omochao provides stage navigation. Chao are present, raised through collected items, crystals, and items found in cow containers and cow keys. Sonic Team promises exhilarating action and gameplay, hinting at new elements to come, and requests continued support. The report concludes with, Coming 2001, the tagline, The Ultimate Hedgehog, and a silhouette of Shadow the Hedgehog. This page is a preview of Sonic Adventure 2, showcasing the City Escape stage. It details 4 key scenes within the stage. Scene 1 focuses on snowboarding down a slope. Sonic equips a board, and players navigate the city streets, avoiding obstacles, and performing tricks off-ramps using the A button for jumps. Cars can slow Sonic down, but don't cause damage. Scene 2, Action Start, highlights the transition to on-foot action after the snowboarding section. Players can grind on rails and engage in combat, possibly with enemies appearing. Scene 3, Now Run Down on Foot, introduces new actions like somersaults and grind moves after the park section. It mentions jumping on 3 jump platforms mid-slope for extra points and a rewarding feeling. It emphasizes freedom of movement on the slope. Scene 4, From Slope to Slope, describes navigating stairs and platforms, featuring jump platforms and the word welcome appearing. An enemy robot appears, speculated to be Eggman made. A special check section titled Thorough Analysis of Sonic's Action explains board action, grind moves achieved by jumping onto rail-like objects and using B to accelerate, and somersaults, a new action performed with the B button to attack enemies or break containers. Finally, a Don't Miss This section encourages players to look closely at details within the stage like posters and containers, hinting at hidden secrets. It mentions posters for Cow in Space and Let's Flip, and a crate with PSO on it, suggesting an advertisement for Phantasy Star Online. This preview of Sonic Adventure 2's City Escape stage details gameplay mechanics and challenges. Players navigate grind rails, giant loops, and a monster truck chase sequence. The stage emphasizes speedrunning, attack the clear time, and ring collection. Get all the rings? With hidden items encouraging exploration. Find the hidden items. New actions include iron bar rotation for big jumps, whistling to interact with animals and Chao, and edge grabbing for recovering from falls. Familiar actions like the spin dash and homing attack are also available. The game introduces features to reduce falling deaths and emphasizes the usefulness of edge grabbing even at high speeds. Dreamcast Magazine's special report previews Phantasy Star Online, 2 weeks before its December 21st release. The report details a network trial involving 10,000 RPG players that concluded on December 16th, providing crucial feedback for the final game. Yuji Naka of Sonic Team is interviewed, discussing the game's development and the impact of the trial. The game is positioned as a return to origin for RPGs. The network trial, which allowed players to test and provide feedback, highlighted potential issues, and garnered user opinions. The retail version will be released at 6,800 yen, or 360 points, supporting 1 to 4 players as a network RPG. Players received their first 30 days of network connectivity for free, with options for 30 and 90-day subscriptions. A screenshot displays gameplay featuring a character fighting a Booma enemy in a forest. This page delves further into Phantasy Star Online, with Yuji Naka discussing issues that arose during the network trial. User feedback from the trial, where players participated in debugging, was crucial. One key issue was item duplication, which was intentionally left in the trial version to gauge player reactions and understand gameplay patterns. Naka explains that in the final product, item duplication will not be possible, acknowledging it could harm the game's longevity. Server capacity is also discussed, with initial plans for 5 servers in Japan increased to 9 due to the overwhelming positive response from the trial. They are aiming for global server deployment, including servers in the US and Europe, to accommodate a large player base, estimating around 24,000 concurrent connections. Downloadable quests are confirmed to be added to the game after release. Screenshots illustrate in-game combat and social hub areas. There are also sections highlighting item duplication countermeasures and upcoming details in the next issue of Dreamcast Magazine, focusing on Phantasy Star Online. This page focuses on the offline play and mission structure of Phantasy Star Online. It details that even without an internet connection, players can explore forests and caves, just like in the online mode. Importantly, offline quests are designed to be easier than the trial version and can be played solo or with up to 4 players. The page introduces a specific mission where you encounter messages left by Rico Tyrell, a hero from Pioneer 1, tasking you to investigate an incident on planet Ragol. It's also announced that new quests will be available for download after the game's release. These downloaded quests can be played offline, ensuring continuous content for players. The article then explains how to undertake missions at the Hunter Guild. First, you visit the guild's reception to select a job from the available list, reviewing details and rewards. Next, you directly speak to the client within the guild to confirm the mission specifics, noting that some clients are less communicative than others. If a mission isn't to your liking, it can be cancelled mid-quest. Once accepted, you venture into the designated search area, forests, caves, or even the city, to complete the objective. If needed, you can gather clues by speaking to townspeople. Finally, upon completing the mission objectives, which may involve item searches or enemy extermination, you return to the Hunter Guild to report to the Guildmaster, confirm completion at the reception, and receive your reward. This page continues the focus on Phantasy Star Online, specifically detailing an offline quest called Steelheart. It highlights a mission request from a merchant who has lost valuable cargo, describing it as a relatively easy quest suitable for new players. The quest unfolds in a city and forest setting. You start by gathering information in the city by talking to Gallon, the merchant client. He reveals that a ranger was transporting the goods but lost them. You then venture into the forest to search for the missing goods, which turn out to be MAGs. In the forest, you encounter a female android named Eleanor, who offers to help you find the lost MAGs. The page emphasizes that even in offline quests, you will encounter NPCs like Eleanor, who add personality and depth to the gameplay. It mentions that Eleanor, despite being an android, exhibits natural behavior and emotions. It also explains what MAGs are in the context of Phantasy Star Online. MAGs are described as floating defense units developed in Pioneer 1. They are equipped by hunters and provide support, recovery items, and influence the wearer's abilities, evolving as they are used. When a MAG grows and is equipped during combat, it enables a special attack called Photon Blast. The quest Steelheart revolves around finding a lost MAG, and upon returning it to the ranger, it turns out that no crime had occurred. The ranger simply lost the item. The trial version of Phantasy Star Online connects the forest and cave areas, starting exploration after an explosion near Central Dome. Hunters journey from the forest, through caves, and into the Central Dome underground, a modern tunnel. After defeating Dorole, players face hostile mecha monsters in the underground facilities, described as battle mechs guarding the dome, possibly built for security or another unknown purpose. The atmosphere suggests a recent event, with clues from Red Ring Rico's messages found within the tunnels. The deepest part of the tunnel ends with a battle against Electronic Monster Volume Opt, in a room with a mysterious door bearing 3 crests. This page is showcasing the Sakura Wars Dreamcast for Internet bundle, emphasizing its online capabilities. It highlights that this pink Sakura Wars themed Dreamcast is the ultimate way to enjoy network life and games in the 21st century. The bundle, priced at 25,800 yen and released on December 28th, includes a Sakura Wars-themed Dreamcast console, controller, visual memory unit, Dream Passport 3, and a Kino Imatron mail application. It also comes with a music video disc of Sakura Wars 3 as a first production bonus. The page details how the Dreamcast allows for internet surfing and email using the Keen Matron system, even while playing games. It features screenshots of the Dream Passport 3 interface, showing chat and email functionalities, allowing users to connect with others online. There is also information about separately sold Sakura Wars-themed Dreamcast controllers and keyboards, priced at 2,800 yen each, encouraging fans to complete their collection of Sakura Wars Dreamcast accessories. These peripherals are described as being sold in single units, ideal for those wanting matching colors or needing replacements, and compatible with standard Dreamcast consoles. This page is a special report from Dreamcast Magazine, showcasing the upcoming game, Detective Gentleman Dash, the latest title by Hiroyuki Kano, the creator of the visual novel adventure game, Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. The page introduces Mint Mitsurugi, the heroine of the game, described as a beautiful girl who turns heads wherever she goes. Despite her appearance, she is a maid droid, a type of android, with mechanical components beneath her soft skin. Her emotions are limited, and her gaze is described as vacant. The game's story will revolve around Mint living with the protagonist, Akari Suma, a man who has closed himself off emotionally due to past traumas. As they live together, Mint is expected to gradually develop emotions, and Akari's heart will also begin to change. The page poses the question of whether Mint will eventually display truly human-like expressions. Detective Gentleman Dash is an adventure game scheduled to be released on December 21st by Able, priced at 6,800 yen. The game is compatible with VGA and visual memory units. The page features artwork of Mint Mitsurugi and a pink rabbit plush toy, along with the game's logo. Detective Gentleman Dash begins with a 4 a.m. call to Detective Akari Soma from Mayuko Kinabuchi, an idler liaison officer, regarding ghost-related incidents and a missing investigation team. Mayuko seems to be hiding something. The game then opens, allowing players to explore the city, starting with the detective agency. Players can move to locations like Central Street and the bar, Gibble. At Gibble, players can buy information from the flamboyant bartender Ashu, crucial for progressing the investigation, but at a cost. The game utilizes a command-based system. Look, investigate, move, and talk are available. Time only progresses when moving between locations, encouraging exploration and experimentation with commands in each area. The detective agency itself offers specific commands, like look around and access to the detective handbook. The next page is about Class A Detective, Armed Detective, detailing more scenes from the game. Scene 04 shows Mayuko in the detective office, where she explains that the ghost incident investigation is not progressing, and asks Akari to take on a new troublesome case. Information broker Ash had mentioned a good detective in town, which led Mayuko to Akari. Scene 05 depicts Akari in Central Street, encountering a woman looking for a good detective. This woman seems to be talking about Akari herself, though she doesn't realize it yet. Shortly after, Akari encounters an elderly gentleman in front of an evil-looking building, and his words are intriguing and concerning to Akari. Scene 06 features Akari meeting Nishi Funabashi, a senior detective, at a detective agency. Nishi Funabashi is described as an experienced detective who may become a rival. Scene 07 shows Akari encountering a mysterious large man and the elderly gentleman again in front of the office. After returning to the office, Akari receives a phone call, seemingly expected as if someone was waiting for her to return. The page also mentions the opening movie, highlighting a message left by Akari and questioning its meaning. It suggests that through Akari's separation from Ayame, Akari's heart is closing off. The investigation in Class A Detective, Armed Detective, proceeds through several stages. Scene 08 and 09 detail initial questioning at the hotel and restaurant visited by Makoto Ami and her husband, Osamu Misaki, but yields no concrete leads. Checking the husband's workplace confirms his absence, raising doubts about Makoto's statements. Scene 10 reveals a memo mentioning a visit to Jibre, leading to further investigation and the discovery of a potentially significant note from Makoto. The game introduces features like simultaneous requests with deadlines and rewards/penalties. System Explanation 2. The telephone command, System Explanation 3, allows for making calls. The current case, number 001, involves finding the missing Osamu Misaki, requested by Mayuko. The deadline is October 3rd, offering 8 investigation days, with a reward of 1.8 million yen and a delay penalty. A message from Makoto Ami hints at crucial clues. This page is dedicated to Sakatsuku Tokudaigo, J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru, which is known internationally as Sega Worldwide Soccer Manager 2000. The feature focuses on the newly enhanced network capabilities of the game, announcing a revamped homepage. The page highlights several new online features, including ranking for top managers. Players can compete for the title of Best Manager. Player trading over the server. Users can exchange players online. BBS for tournament organization. A bulletin board system is available for setting up and managing tournaments. Network functionality details revealed. The full scope of the network features is explained. Screenshots display in-game menus, including player training, team tactics, and overseas training camp scheduling for February. The text describes the benefits of overseas training camps and mentions that the writer played the game for a year, highlighting aspects like scouting and player development using sample data, and mentioning it is not yet the final product version. The next page is all about the network functions in Sega Worldwide Soccer Manager 2000, highlighting how to become a top manager through online play. It showcases tournament results and introduces the Excellent Manager ranking, where players are ranked based on points earned in network tournaments. This ranking system tracks not just points, but also participation and win rates, encouraging players to compete. The page announces the J-League Cup tournament scheduled for April, and also touches on in-game elements, such as large-scale facility investments and the long-season gameplay, all to enhance team development and success in these online competitions. Screenshots show match gameplay, tournament brackets, and ranking tables to illustrate these features. This page focuses on the online player exchange feature in a soccer management game. It's all about acquiring the players you want through network play, using the Soccer Club player exchange system. The page details how to release your own players to earn exchange points, and then use these points to acquire new players from other online clubs. It walks through the steps, starting with confirming your club data, then choosing to either release players to get points or acquire new players by spending them. Screenshots illustrate the game's interface for player exchange, showing player lists, current points, and confirmation screens. The text highlights the importance of carefully considering which players to release to maximize your points, and ensuring you get good value when acquiring new players. It's a system to strengthen your team by trading players online. This page continues the explanation of the player exchange system in J-League Pro Soccer Club, wo Sukuru. It details two ways to acquire players: through value player information, which highlights players available at a lower point cost because their value is decreasing, and acquired player search, which allows you to search for players based on specific criteria like position and nationality. The page also promotes the game's online community features, specifically the BBS of Fellow Players Tournament, where players can organize their own tournaments and compete. It mentions this system was well received in Let's Make a Pro Baseball Team, implying this is a similar feature being brought over. Finally, the page previews the New Year Cup, a tournament scheduled for December within the game, and shows a final result screen from the in-game league, indicating the end of a season and results for the Players Club. This page is a game preview for Cardcaptor Sakura, Tomoyo's video operation, Cardcaptor Sakura Tomoyo no Video Daisakusen, on Dreamcast. The game is described as a virtual video shooting game, where you, as Tomoyo, film Sakura as she captures cloud cards. The goal of the game is to capture the best video footage of Sakura in action, acting as her close friend and confidante, Tomoyo. The page details gameplay, where players use an in-game camera interface to film Sakura. The instruction, Shoot Sakura according to Karo-chan's instructions, suggests that Karo Barros provides guidance on how to film. The text highlights that there are 23 regulation cuts per scene that players must capture within a time limit, following Karo's voice and instructions in speech bubbles. Once stages are cleared, free filming becomes available. Game data includes details like it being a Sega Rosso-developed game released on December 28th for 8,800 yen, limited box, and 5,800 yen, regular edition, with 300 points, supporting one player, one memory block, and 48 plus blocks on GDROM. It's also noted as an etc. virtual video shooting game genre. The game's website address is also provided as http://www.sega.co.jp/. This page continues the preview of Cardcaptor Sakura, Tomoyo's video operation. Stage 1 gameplay is detailed, where you film Sakura battling the fly card, just like in the anime's first episode. Your mission is to get the best shots of Sakura sealing the card. Clearing stages unlocks a clear card movie, allowing you to watch scenes similar to the anime and polygon movies with adjustable camera angles. Also, by meeting special conditions, you can access the Baku Baku Animal DX minigame, a falling block puzzle similar to the Saturn title Baku Baku Animal, where you match snacks to clear blocks. The limited edition limited box is showcased, featuring an original panel clock, a hotcake plate with Sakura and Tomoyo, and a pillow cover also with Sakura and Tomoyo designs. The Karo-chan check section highlights the game's appeal, filming Sakura's card captures from different angles, offering fans a unique perspective on Sakura's adventures. The next page is a preview for Fighting Vipers 2. It highlights hidden characters from the arcade version that will appear in the Dreamcast release. Del Sol, described as a heat-fighting doll, is a returning hidden character known for his flamboyant moves. BM, or Big Marler, the mayor of Armstone City in the game's lore and the strongest fighter, also returns. Kun, described as a mysterious combat organism utilizing Virtua Fighter techniques and resembling Dural from Virtua Fighter, is introduced. The preview suggests that the Dreamcast version will have even more hidden elements. Game data mentions a release date of January 18, 2001, a price of 5,800 yen, and it being an action fighting game. The official website is also provided. Fighting Vipers 2 on Dreamcast includes several hidden features not found in the arcade version. These range from visual enhancements to character-specific details. Super KO moves feature dramatic environmental effects. Rachel gains a guitar during character select with a flying V variation. Ban has a special victory pose. Honey's skirt can be removed, altering her appearance. And Picky also has a skirt removal trick. BM removes his armor under specific conditions. The armor gauge changes poses after consecutive wins. Honey receives exclusive Dreamcast costumes, including pink and white, and blue and white variations. Kawin also has alternative colors available. The Dreamcast version includes screenshots of these features. This page is all about the network battle mode for the Dreamcast game 100 Swords. It explains that up to 4 players can battle online, and the process involves choosing a map, selecting a country, deciding on battle rules, and then starting the fight. There are 25 dedicated network battle maps, designed exclusively for online play, and they are graded by difficulty. The page also highlights 5 example maps: Median Plains Fortress, Mubiola Outpost, Mascarfar, National Border Fortress, and Erlington Fortress, showing their player size and map dimensions. There's a character profile section, introducing Landorf Narnarval, the young king of the Narunarval Kingdom, described as an idealist who strives for world peace. The bottom of the page boldly proclaims, "Exhaustive Network Battle Complete Introduction," emphasizing the in-depth coverage of the game's online multiplayer aspect. This page continues to detail the network battle mode for 100 Swords. It explains how players decide on the rules before a match, emphasizing that there are 9 customizable conditions impacting gameplay and victory. These include options for equipment use by leader units, adjusting the number of leader units at the start, setting time limits for shorter matches, and choosing victory conditions like total annihilation or king destruction. Resource management is also a key customizable element, with options for few, normal, or many resources, affecting the scale and intensity of battles. Visibility settings are also adjustable, ranging from full map visibility to limited vision ranges, potentially requiring reconnaissance. The page highlights the impact of resource settings on gameplay, explaining that fewer resources lead to strategic, smaller-scale battles, while abundant resources result in larger, more aggressive engagements. It also introduces alliance options, allowing players to form teams for cooperative battles in modes like 2 vs 2, 1 vs 3, and even a 4-player battle royale. Finally, the page touches upon the chat functionality, mentioning pre-game chat rooms and in-game chat options for communication and coordination with allies or opponents. This page is about unit relationships and character introductions in the game 100 Swords. It details the triangle relationship between unit types. Soldiers are strong against knights, knights are strong against archers, and archers are strong against soldiers. Magic users are effective against heavily armored soldiers. The page describes various unit types. Soldiers are slow but strong in melee and good at defense, especially against magic. Archers are effective at ranged attacks and advantageous on high ground but weak in close combat. Knights are fast and excel at flanking maneuvers and resource gathering, but are weak in melee. Mages specialize in magic attacks effective against armor, making them strong against soldiers. Golems are special units, like siege weapons, very powerful and resistant to normal attacks, but slow, and cannot be deployed within your own ranks. Airships are used for troop transport, allowing movement across any terrain, but are limited in the number of units they can carry and are fuel dependent. The Handle Country Exploration Narval Arc 1 section introduces characters from the Narval nation. King Ralph Narval is the young king of Narval, focused on peace. Princess Palmina Narval is his mother, also a proponent of peace and deeply trusted by the people. Mal Shrinkman is a young nobleman and close friend of Rafe's, known for his intelligence and action-oriented nature. Shu Ambrose is a boy from Gran, who is friends with Rafe and Phallus, acting as a messenger. He is described as cheerful but fussy about food. This page is all about Daytona USA 2001 for the Dreamcast, showcasing 2 original Dreamcast courses and the network mode. It's advertising the main feature of the game, which is the network mode. It highlights a new course called Circuit Pixie, described as a short oval course in the style of NASCAR, emphasizing high-speed battles. The article mentions it is the first fully short oval course in the Daytona series. Screenshots show the course layout and gameplay, pointing out features like the small banks, fast corners, and grandstands. Game data includes details like it being a Sega/Amusement Vision title, scheduled for release on December 21st, playable by 12 players, and supporting network play for up to 4 players. It also shows the game supports VGA output and broadband network. The article emphasizes the excitement of network battles in Daytona USA 2001 and encourages players to look forward to it. This page continues the Daytona USA 2001 feature, showcasing 2 more courses, Desert City and Marmalade Lake. Desert City is described as a challenging stage with frequent up and down sections and blind spots. A technical course set in a desert city. The text highlights the demanding driving skills required, especially in the first half of the course. Marmalade Lake, the 8th course in the game, is a high-speed course featuring a large 270-degree loop circling a lake. The article points out that besides the corners, the course can be driven at full throttle. It mentions the impressive 270-degree loop and the picturesque lake views. It's described as more difficult than the beginner courses, but easier than the intermediate ones. The normal driving sections, tunnel, and final corner areas require precise driving techniques. The page then details the net battle mode, which allows up to 4 players to race online. The steps to connect are: Quote, 1. Login. From the main menu, select Net Battle and input your Sega Rally 2 name. 2. Server selection. Choose a server from the server list, a feature still under development. 3. Entrance. Enter the entrance lobby screen to choose a lobby or search for friends. 4. Lobby. In the lobby you can chat, create teams, and prepare for races. You can create a new team using Create Team. The page emphasizes the excitement of online racing in Daytona USA 2001, stating it uses a similar online system to Sega Rally 2. The next page details the extensive options mode in Daytona USA 2001, emphasizing how customizable the game is. Starting with Game Config, players can tweak various game settings from difficulty levels to sound volume and screen display options. Controller setting lets you personalize your controls by remapping buttons and adjusting analog stick sensitivity for a comfortable racing experience. Car color setting is highlighted as a feature allowing players to customize their car's appearance by changing colors in 3 areas of the car body, adjusting hue, shade, and brightness. These custom colors can be used across other game modes. Adjust Display allows players to fine-tune the screen position for optimal viewing on different televisions. Moving into the Net Battle section, Team Lobby is explained as the place to form teams and chat with teammates before races. The team leader has the authority to select the car and course for team races, while other members choose only their cars. Race Start simply indicates that the leader initiates the race when everyone is ready for some arcade-style online racing action. Finally, Result Display showcases the race outcome, ranking, and lap times for each player. A developer comment at the bottom emphasizes the stability and minimal lag of the network battle mode, ensuring a smooth online experience. They also mention handicap options to accommodate players of all skill levels, from beginners to experts. This page is the 7th edition of a game review by Tatsuneko and features Guilty Gear X. The page excitedly announces a slightly early Merry Christmas, and proclaims Guilty Gear X as the top game to close out the year 2000. It highlights the game's popularity in arcades and the almost perfect quality of the Dreamcast port. A key feature mentioned is that Baiken, a hidden character from previous games, is available from the start, which is presented as a great bonus for fans. The review enthusiastically encourages readers to play the game and experience it firsthand. The page also includes a profile of the author, Tatsuneko, who is described as a manga artist and otaku, and mentions their manga series, Pendulum. This page continues the feature on Guilty Gear X, highlighting that even the flashy effects and sound by Ishiwatari are still present in this installment. It mentions, Soul Bad Guy is still in top form, and overwhelmingly strong. The page delves into gameplay mechanics, with examples of moves like Near S, Far S, Crouch S, Standing HS, and Stand Dipper Cancel. The characters in the dialogue seem to be discussing the combo-heavy feel of the game and character strength balance. There's a humorous exchange with one character remarking about another being too much of a major skill type. A key point of interest is the potential romance between KY Kiski and a character referred to as Ill, which is likely Milia Rage, hinting at a forbidden love story between Gears and humans within the game's narrative. Finally, the page introduces Dora-chan, described as an easygoing cosplay enthusiast and the personality of this corner, and Megadora, Dora-chan's good-natured senior, who also features in this section. This page delves into the world of Treasure of Genome, focusing on land-based battle vehicles. It explains that vehicles are crucial deck components, and explores their characteristics and benefits. The page highlights three main types of battle vehicles: normal type, single attack type, and whole attack type. Normal types are versatile but lack special abilities, boasting high HP and load capacity. Single attack types, like the Goblin War Chariot and Griffon, excel in focused attacks. Whole attack types, such as dragons and catapults, can target multiple enemies. A table details various vehicles including Goblin War Chariot, Griffon, Blue Dragon, Earth Dragon, Red Dragon, Catapult, Solid, Ballista, Zigger and Dig, listing their size, HP, AP, attack types, physical or press, and special abilities like random ground attacks or direct vehicle attacks. The article provides combat tips, emphasizing understanding vehicle types and their roles. It discusses tactical deployment in battle scenarios, like utilizing catapults for long-range attacks and Goblin War Chariots for powerful frontline assaults. It also touches on countering enemy vehicles effectively. The next issue preview teases a feature on ranking battles and tournament strategies for Treasure of Genome. This page is the Dreamaga Plaza Reader Corner. It starts with Free Talk with Robo, where readers share their thoughts and experiences. One reader mentions being busy and time passing quickly, and another talks about playing Eternal and their mother getting caught in a trap in the game. They also mention their Dreamcast's consent tap, bending out of shape, and jokingly ask how that could happen by simply tripping. And another reader discusses Guilty Gear X and the similarity in abbreviation to Gundam XX. The editorial team's gossip section talks about being moved by the ending of Nights and finding satisfaction in clearing the game despite its difficulty, especially Christmas Nights. They also mention Guilty Gear X. There's a cartoon panel about the difficulty of buying Pop Music 4, as it's always sold out in stores. Fragrance Tale is also highlighted, appearing to be a game or series. Sky Eye is Icarus. Return features a character design and some text about Sky Eye, likely a character or game feature. Finally, Dreamaga Weekly lists events for the week of December 8th to 14th, including the Dreamaga Z pre-release, the release of Rent-A-Hero No. 1, Sonic Adventure International, 100 Billion Yen Girl, Yakiniku Bugyu, and Guilty Gear X Ver 2.0. It also notes various birthdays and event days throughout the week. This page showcases the Dreamaga Art Club, featuring reader-submitted illustrations with editors' comments. There are illustrations of characters from games such as Princess Maker Collection and a character called Sakura. Editors comment on the charm and execution of the illustrations, mentioning details like the princess expressions and the character Sakura's pose. Below this section, Dreamaga Recommends Cinema highlights the movie Woman on Top, described as a delicious movie with romance, success, and cooking, starring Penelope Cruz. It talks about the plot involving a female chef from Brazil in San Francisco. There is also an announcement for the new Pokemon movie, mentioning it will be released on July 7th of next year. It notes popular voice actors involved like Masachika Ichimura and Sachiko Kobayashi, and mentions a short Pikachu animation titled Pikachu Doki Doki Kakurenbo. Finally, a movie ranking table lists the top 10 movies, with Charlie's Angels at number 1, followed by The Laws of the Sun El Cantare Road at number 2, and 15 Years Old School IV at number 3. Other movies in the ranking include Space Cowboy, Shaft, A Mysterious Story of the World Movie Special Edition, Autumn in New York, Green Destiny, Ekiden, and Cal. The Dreamaga Art Club features reader illustrations showcasing characters like the Elegant Falls, Detective Dash, and Mint. 2001's artwork is praised, alongside Cardcaptor Sakura and a mature Torimame. Wabi Sabi dances gracefully, while BEAT's form is deliberately unconventional. An ink painting was also mistakenly included. An article from GameShop Stage Backstage discusses the upcoming year-end sales season. Game sales tripled during this time, especially in Akihabara's Electric Town. Shops are preparing with part-time staff recruitment and strategic premium item displays, expecting high sales. A cartoon strip depicts shopkeepers discussing the changing Akiba landscape, highlighting a discount-oriented market using phrases like, "No good, this is hopeless," with references to bargain prices. This week's weekly Dreamaga Wheel focuses on reader submissions about memorable games, using Splatterhouse as an example. A reader confirms the arcade action game Splatterhouse by Namco. The page also introduces Book Me, a section recommending books. This week features The Man Without One Way, a choice-based picture book for adults by Lars Arrhenius, and AKA X Kuro, Upper and Lower, a stylish fighting manga by Kamiyoshi Yoichi, centered around street fights. Reader submission corners are present, along with a Book Me ranking of the top 10 books at Booktower from November 16 to 30, 2000, including strategy guides and manga. This page details the content of the upcoming January 5th issue and features reader submissions. There's a section addressing reader problems, with advice on affordable Christmas presents and using Dreamcast clock functions for holiday messages. Readers also share thoughts about spending Christmas. The page introduces the Dreamaga correspondent section, showcasing profiles of correspondents like Kanone, who enjoys typical games such as Jammer Lammy, and Alice Akabane, who likes Power Smash, Virtua Tennis, and Sega Saturn games. An article titled Daga and Binder Legend discusses game development and mentions a game using custom tools and aiming for a sexual overerotica feel, planned for release around 9 years prior, with elements of Doki Doki and Undukai and water balloon fun. Finally, there are sections titled Deceleration Specification and Because I Didn't Draw Characters Properly, It Became a Rotten Series, featuring blob-like characters and text, possibly related to game development or a specific game feature. This page is packed with humorous content and game news. It kicks off with Butchigiri, Dreamaga Wide Open District Declaration, promising parodies and jokes. Here, there are reader submissions under This LOL is in Reality and Revenge, with cartoon drawings and short funny captions. Then there's an article about Shenmue Final Chapter and Shenmue 101 chapters, titled Rival Challenge Status, showing a screenshot of Ryo Hazuki talking to another character in a bar, with text bubbles suggesting ongoing conversations in the game. It seems to be highlighting the story and dialogue in Shenmue. The This Week's Famous People from Various Fields Are Cheering section showcases reader submissions categorized under headings like If It's Dreamaga, If It's a Shooter, Dreamaga, and Dreamaga Is, each with a small cartoon and a handwritten comment, seemingly reader reactions to the magazine. Down. Finally, there's a CD release introduction section, promoting new music releases. For Maxine Singles, Ayumi Hamasaki's new single is mentioned as a year-end tune. BALANCE's Now I'm Here single is listed, and Paris Match's Happy Go Round is also featured. For albums, Tomoyasu Hote's new Righteous Fight album is highlighted as the soundtrack for a movie, and there are 2 Shin Megami Tensei Devil Children character file singles advertised, featuring character songs and voice messages. This page, titled Do Rima NG, blends reader submissions and articles with a humorous, local focus, evident in sections like Quietly Breaking Taboo's Corner. 2 short comics and reader contributions from various prefectures are featured. The Unconfirmed Information Bureau, humorously discusses game magazine rivalries, early game titles, and parodies like Prince Smaker. A reality escape section includes a cartoon. The main article is Today's Win Volume 12, featuring voice actress Tomo Sakurai, who reflects on change, using examples like postboxes and landscapes. She discusses her live performances and anxieties, as well as how much things change over time. The article promotes her Christmas live shows at Roppongi Velvet's Hall. Robot Tommy's New Corner Committee introduces a segment highlighting existing corners and aiming to become a regular feature. Today's Win Volume 2 and This Week's Julian feature reader submissions, jokes, and content about Julian. Shining Force 2i also gets a mention. Street Corner Julian shares a humorous anecdote. Julian got caught references Julian in a game ending. A point ranking table awards points for submissions, creating a leaderboard. A Various Corners guide details numerous submission categories, from art to opinion. Submission guidelines include postcard use, black ink, and address information. A point system rewards contributions with prizes like gift cards and software, encouraging reader participation. This page features a column titled Neo Black by Fumio Kurokawa, where he discusses the Devil May Cry announcement event and reflects on the game industry's current situation, particularly Sega's challenges. Kurokawa recalls his early days at Sega, developing Virtua Fighter, and his impressions of CG graphics at the time, comparing them to the impact of Toy Story. He expresses excitement about the potential of full CG movies and games. The page also includes Game Industry This Week's Headline News, covering various topics. These news snippets include Sega considering mobile phone games, Koei focusing on PS2 development, speculation on delayed North American PS2 shipments, and the popularity of Pokemon in Turkey. There is also a brief mention of the 64DD and hints at a potential Sega new hardware announcement, alongside news of Sega's share price rising despite reported losses. The page also includes a short profile of Fumio Kurokawa, detailing his background in music, film, and his work at Sega on the Virtua Fighter series, and his current role in public relations. There is a short personal anecdote about his motorbike battery being flat and needing to be charged. Android Kikaider the Animation, Volume 1, a DVD, and video release on December 20th, is based on Shotaro Ishinomori's original story. The anime centers on Dr. Komyoji, a robot engineering expert, and his daughter Mitsuko's search for him after his research facility is destroyed by Professor Gill. She seeks Jiro, a robot built by her father. Key characters include Jiro, Kikaider, an android with an imperfect conscience circuit, voiced by Tomokazu Seki, Mitsuko Komyoji, voiced by Yumi Kakazu, Dr. Komyoji, voiced by Shozo Izuka, and Professor Gill, voiced by Naomi Kusumi. The page also promotes the original soundtrack, CD, featuring music by Go Misawa. A promotional poster giveaway is available for those who apply by December 22nd. Further details are available on the official Sony Music website. This page showcases various anime and movie releases. At the top left is Jinro, the Wolf Brigade DTS Edition movie, available on DVD and video from December 21st. Next to it is Strange Dawn, Phase Point 4 TV anime, also releasing on DVD and video on December 22nd. On the right, an advert for the anime Sunny Spot Good, Tasumi, In My Dreams I Was There, broadcasting on AnimeMax. Moving down, Infinite Rivius Volume 9 and a fan disc, Infinite Rivius Volume 1, are both advertised for DVD and video release on December 21st. Meta wrote, Volume 13 TV anime is already available from December 6th. The World Masterpiece Theater, featuring Dog of Flanders, to Remy, Nobody's Girl, is slated for DVD and video release on December 21st. Dirty Pair Original New Video Series Volume 2 is also coming on DVD and video on December 21st. In the bottom columns, Mobile Suit Gundam Special Edition, movies I, 2, and 2i are announced for DVD and video release on December 21st. Finally, Masked Rider Kuga Volume 1 TV series is already available on DVD and video from December 8th. On the right column, there's an advert for the anime Nanako's Anatomy Diagnosis, broadcasting on Anime Theater X from December 31st. This page is a comic strip titled Something Yoshimatsu Theater Galaxy Railways 903. Set in Akihabara. The comic features a conversation between a girl and a man, who seems to be a tourist, about Akihabara. They talk about Sega users waiting for new game releases, and Akihabara being known as the cheapest place for home appliances in Japan, and a town for enthusiasts. The strip also mentions Akiba Pennant by painter Yoshimatsu as a souvenir from Akihabara. The girl in the comic mentions the game Crime and Punishment. This page introduces a new serialized segment called Mokyu Mokyu Dark Paradise Heavenly Kingdom Provisional in Comic Wonderland, presented by Maki. This section is kicking off its first installment and seems to be centered around games and anime cosplay. The page features 3 girls, Haruna, Kyoko, and Ayu, who will be participating in this corner. The content will explore various topics of interest to Maki, who identifies as an otaku, so expect a focus on related subjects. The author of this section is Makita Yoshiharu, and the 3 girls featured are his characters, who are also appearing on telecards being released at Winter Comiket by SoftBank Publishing Booth. This page features an interview with musician Haruhiko Ash, who organizes the club event Club EVE. The event centers around dark culture themes, such as goth, vampire, fetish, and paganism. Haruhiko Ash explains that he started Club EVE because he felt Tokyo needed a club event comparable to those in European cities like London and Paris, focusing on the goth scene. He mentions his music project Eve of Destiny, and how the club's music is influenced by bands like Suxi and the Banshees and Bauhaus. His profile details his musical background as part of the band the ZOLGE until 1993, followed by his solo project Eve of Destiny, which has gained international recognition. The page also includes an advertisement for Club Eve New Year's Eve Party 20 million 2001, scheduled for December 31, 2000, at Caramel in Roppongi, Tokyo. The ad provides details on ticket prices and event times. This page showcases advertisements for strategy guidebooks. The top section promotes the Eternal Arcadia Perfect Guide, which is for the game Skies of Arcadia, known internationally. This guide promises complete coverage for exploring the vast world of the game, detailing 5 key content areas: system, scenario, maps, data, and setting materials. It includes information on battle systems, boss strategies, map data, enemy and item information, and concept art, priced at 1,500 yen plus tax. The middle section is an advert for the motto Pro Yaku Team Otsukuru, Perfect Guide, or Let's Create a Pro Baseball Team, More, Perfect Guide. This official Sega guide focuses on creating a professional baseball team and solving common player management issues. It covers areas like management improvement, talent acquisition, player development, and team analysis. Features include beginner-friendly system explanations, advice on avoiding common mistakes, training focus points, and extensive player and staff data, priced at 1,800 yen plus tax. The bottom section advertises the Dreamcast Internet Guide Enlarged and Revised Edition. This guide highlights the Dreamcast's internet capabilities, emphasizing ease of use and quick 10-minute connection setup, removing the need for a PC. It is priced at 1,300 yen plus tax. This page is a reader survey questionnaire. It asks for personal details like gender and age, then delves into reading habits, asking about magazine readership, Dreamcast ownership, and Dreamcast software possession. It asks about the frequency of submitting the survey, opinions on the current magazine issue, and future Dreamcast hardware and software purchase plans. The survey also includes examples of how to fill in the answer boxes correctly. The Dreamcast Year-End Special Project examines using Saturn peripherals on the Dreamcast, focusing on the question, can they be used? An Akihabara sold adapter, the Total Control 3, allows this. The article evaluates various Saturn peripherals. The Pro Arcade Stick and generic Malkin controllers are usable. The Twin Stick and steering wheel controller are partially usable due to button or functionality limitations. Light guns are unusable, recognized as arcade sticks. The conclusion, DC-DC Dreamcast. Dreamcast advises using Dreamcast-specific peripherals for the best experience, even though some Saturn accessories function with adapters. This page is a rundown of Dreamcast peripherals, diving into what makes each accessory tick. Kicking things off is the Buru Buru Pack, a vibration unit released early in the Dreamcast's life for just 1,800 yen. They say it's so immersive it's practically essential, enhancing games by adding physical feedback. Next up is the Twin Stick, priced at 5,800 yen, specifically for games like Virtual On. This controller aims to replicate the arcade experience at home with precision levers. For fighting game fans, there's the Arcade Stick, also 5,800 yen, boasting a classic 6-button layout for superior control in fighters like Virtual Cop 2. Moving on, the Maracas controller, at 7,800 yen, is a must for Samba de Amigo, using sound recognition to translate your maraca shakes into in-game actions. They highlight its quiet operation, good for late-night sessions. Then there's the ASC2 Stick FT, a fighting-type arcade stick, priced at 6,980 yen, using light sensors and a short-stroke lever, perfect for fast inputs in games like Dead or Alive 2. Finally, the Dreamcast VGA box for 7,000 yen lets you hook your Dreamcast up to a PC monitor for a much sharper 640 by 480 display. They rave about the visual quality, saying once you go VGA, it's hard to go back to standard TV. Especially useful for network gaming where clearer text makes a big difference. The Dreamcast offered several unique peripherals. The Dreamcast gun, a compact light gun, enhanced shooter experiences. The ASC2 Mission Stick provided precise flight control for flight simulators, noted for its immersive feel. The racing controller offered realistic steering with analog controls for driving games, enhancing titles like Godzilla Generations. The controller rod used a gyro sensor to simulate fishing actions, improving immersion in fishing games. The Dreamcast keyboard, ideal for online play, offered a standard layout with Dreamcast-specific keys, greatly aiding typing for online interactions and RPG games. Finally, the microphone device facilitated voice recognition, particularly enhancing the experience in games like Seaman. Dreamcast Magazine highlights several peripherals. The standard controller, with expansion slots and VM compatibility, is praised for comfort and analog input. A Konami Poppin' controller, essential for poppin' music, offers an arcade-like experience. The ASC2 Pad FT, fighting type, a 6-button stick, caters to fighting game fans, resembling Saturn pads. The visual memory, essential for saving and Dream Passport data, is a must-have. A Dance Dance Revolution dedicated controller enhances DDR gameplay. Finally, the Dreamcast mouse, ideal for internet use, features optical tracking. The year-end Peripheral Perfect catalog highlights key Dreamcast accessories. The Densha de Go controller enhances the train simulator experience with its realistic design. The Versus cable allows for lag-free multiplayer gaming for titles like Tetris and fighting games, supporting up to 4 players. The broadband adapter offers faster internet access than modems via cable TV, enabling online play for games such as CSI and promising future online support. The Dreamcast MIDI interface cable connects MIDI instruments for music composition and is compatible with games like O.I.RE. The DreamEye camera enables video phone calls and in-game video communication. Lastly, the Neo Geo Pocket / Dreamcast connection cable links the Neo Geo Pocket handheld to the Dreamcast, unlocking hidden content in games like KOF 1999, SNK vs. Capcom, and Cool Cool Tune. This page is an interview focusing on Dreamcast peripherals. The interviewer asks about whether certain peripherals will actually be released, particularly the zip drive, questioning its relevance in the broadband era. The interviewee suggests it might be delayed or questionable, despite being in development, alongside mentioning swatch access and a portable connection cable as possibly uncertain too. The development period for Dreamcast peripherals is discussed, averaging 6 months to a year, emphasizing that peripherals are only worthwhile if supported by software. Sometimes, even if developed, peripherals might not be released if they lack software integration. The most popular Dreamcast peripherals are listed as the VM, visual memory, controller, and keyboard, which is experiencing a surge in popularity. Arcade sticks and racing controllers are deemed moderately popular. The interview then highlights the Vibration Pack, Puru Puru Pack, as a confidently made product that consistently ranks #1 in user reviews. It's recommended as a must-have for Dreamcast owners to enhance their gaming experience, especially for compatible games. Finally, minor subtle improvements to Dreamcast peripherals are mentioned, such as tweaks to the controller's D-pad angle, LR triggers, and the reduced beep sound of the VM, indicating ongoing refinement of existing hardware. This page from Dreamcast Magazine is highlighting the content of the upcoming issue. It announces the 12/29 extra issue, on sale from December 15th, priced at 790 yen. The magazine includes 8 types of content, featuring playable demos of games and special movies. Playable game demos include Daytona USA 2001, Never 7 The End of Infinity, Gunspike, and Mars Matrix. Special movie content includes Daytona USA 2001 Again, Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future, Fighting Vipers 2, and Planet Harriers, arcade version. The page is encouraging readers to try out these games before deciding to buy them. This page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Fish Eyes Wild. It's presented as part of a DVT special project and a Dreamcast tour promotion, suggesting a virtual travel experience to Asia, North America, Oceania, and South America. The advertisement promotes a best season for 6 nights and 7 days, implying a travel theme connected to the game. The price is listed as 5,800 yen. Game data on the side indicates the publisher is Victor Interactive Software, with a planned release in February 2001, priced at 5,800 yen, or 300 points. It's a single-player SLG simulation, genre game focusing on nature and fishing. The website URL is provided as http://www.ves.co.jp/soft.html. Compatibility icons suggest broadband, modem, printer, application, and controller support. The advertisement features a dynamic image of a large fish leaping from the water with the exclamation, "Oppa!" highlighting the exciting fishing gameplay described as game-feeling world fishing. This page continues the advertisement for the Dreamcast game Fish Eyes Wild, promoting a virtual fishing tour across different continents. It highlights 2 fishing spots, Japan and Canada. For Japan, the focus is on delicate stream fishing in clear mountain streams, targeting yamame and iwana fish. The Canadian section emphasizes dynamic fights against large freshwater fish like king salmon and northern pike in vast coniferous forest lakes. The page showcases screenshots of both Japanese streams and Canadian lakes within the game. There's a suggested 2-day fishing schedule. Day 1. Day 1 is Japanese River, focusing on enjoying Japanese nature and delicate stream fishing. Day 2 is Canadian Lake, offering a grand natural vista and powerful lure fishing. It also provides an ideal example of a day's schedule, listing different fishing locations like New Zealand River, New Zealand Lake, Amazon River 1 and 2, Pantanal, and Australian River and Lake, suggesting a wide range of global fishing destinations in the game. The advertisement also mentions 5-star lodges as accommodation within the game, featuring log cabin-style rooms with fireplaces, aiming for a mature and relaxing atmosphere for players to enjoy their virtual fishing trip. This page continues the feature on Oceania fishing, showcasing Day 3 in Australia and Day 4 in New Zealand from the game Fish Eyes Wild. Day 3 in Australia focuses on relaxed fishing in abundant nature, targeting the large barramundi fish in both sea and river environments. Day 4 moves to New Zealand rivers, known for their beautiful scenery with flowers and greenery, offering dynamic fishing for rainbow trout, considered a popular target fish. The page emphasizes that both locations offer chances to catch big fish, fulfilling anglers' dreams. There is also advice to prepare the best tackle, mentioning rods, reels, and lures, and that the game provides all necessary fishing equipment at the lodges, allowing players to easily enjoy global fishing. This page details a South America fishing tour, continuing the theme from the previous pages, focusing on the Amazon and Pantanal regions and featuring in the game Fish Eyes Wild. Days 5 and 6 are spent in the Amazon. Day 5 focuses on piranha fishing, highlighting the abundance of piranhas, catfish, and piruku in the river, and warning about piranhas' sharp teeth. Day 6 is dedicated to fishing for pirucus in the Amazon's primeval forests, describing pirucus as the world's largest freshwater fish, emphasizing the challenging but rewarding nature of catching one. Day 7 moves to Pantanal to chase the phantom fish, the dorado, in the vast wetlands, describing Pantanal as a last secret paradise, and dorado as a beautiful golden fish known for its fierce fight, making it a prime target for anglers and a memorable fishing experience. The page shows images of piranha, piruku, and dorado fish and their respective fishing locations. This page is an advertisement for the Sorcerian Original Official Guide and the Wise Series guidebooks. The Sorcerian Guide is described as a thorough pursuit of Sorcerian's mysteries, featuring 120 magic spells, 31 types of medicine, and 60 types of data covering characters and jobs. It promises detailed explanations, with photos for all magic spells and information on items, monsters, traps, and bosses. The book is announced for mid-December release. A 5-size, 144 pages, all color, priced at 1,600 yen, plus tax. It also mentions the first public release of a promotional video of the original Sorcerian. A section on DEGT Thunder is featured, describing it as a higher-level thunder spell with a wider effective range and stronger power than the regular thunder spell. Screenshots from Sorcerian are shown, including map screens and gameplay. Below this is an advertisement for the Wise Eternal and Wise to Eternal Perfect Guide, highlighting the moving stories condensed into one volume. This guide is priced at 1,800 yen plus tax, AB size, 128 pages, and in full color. My Doraemon for the Dreamcast. A simulation adventure game developed by Sega Toys, allows players to guide Doraemon in assisting Nobita. Released on January 25, 2001, the game focuses on Doraemon completing tasks like helping Mama to earn dorayaki energy. Players navigate a 3D world of Nobita's house and town. The game features 72 weekly scenarios, spanning 2 in-game years, offering branching storylines. Doraemon consumes energy, replenished by earning dorayaki through chores like laundry and weeding. Players can utilize 152 of Doraemon's iconic gadgets, recorded in a 3D gadget encyclopedia. This page is a preview for Aero Dancing Is, the evolved form of the Air Combat series. Building on the previous game Aero Dancing F, this version boasts enhanced systems and modes. Specifically, the replay function and heads-up display, HUD, are highlighted as being significantly improved, offering a more realistic experience closer to actual combat. Screenshots showcase the in-game menu and the HUD in action. The game features several modes, including missions, internet battle, versus mode for split-screen play, replay theater, hangar, training, official homepage access, and options. The release date is set for February 15, 2001, at a price of 6,800 yen, 360 points. The developers express their confidence in the online multiplayer, stating that internet battles are free of charge and encouraging players to enjoy the enhanced sense of immersion that online play provides. They claim it will be 100 times more fun than before, inviting everyone to experience it. This page continues the preview of Aero Dancing It, highlighting the enhanced replay function and heads-up display, HUD. The new briefing replay mode is introduced, offering players more freedom in replay editing. The game now features 24 replay viewpoints, significantly increased from the previous Aero Dancing F. Some of these new viewpoints include cockpit, pilot, front, back, right, nose, tail, onboard, near, formation, pass 1 and 2, round, curve 1, cameraman, and watcher 13, offering a variety of cinematic angles to review gameplay. Stretch. The HUD has also been improved, with a focus on the pitch scale movement. Instead of rotating around the center of the screen as in Aero Dancing F, the pitch scale now moves vertically and horizontally around the velocity vector, mirroring real aircraft movements. This is described as a more realistic and satisfying experience for simulation enthusiasts. Screenshots on the page demonstrate both the replay interface and the refined HUD in action. This page details the mission main mode in Aero Dancing In, which is structured into 4 mission types. Mission 1, titled Air Attack, is designed for beginners and focuses on practicing shooting skills against balloons and drones, teaching the basics of missile and gun attacks. Mission 2, Surface Attack, teaches ground attack techniques using bombs, emphasizing understanding bomb drops and trajectory. Mission 3, simply titled Mission 3, introduces air combat maneuvers, described as the core of the Aero series, and focuses on mastering aerial combat techniques necessary for dogfights. The Air Attack section elaborates on the general air attack category, mentioning a debriefing screen that displays mission results. Finally, a new aircraft, the MiG-21 Bis Fishbed, is introduced as a light and highly maneuverable fighter jet, widely used across 40 countries for over 40 years, highlighting its simple structure and cost-effectiveness, and mentioning ongoing modernization programs in various countries. Screenshots illustrate each mission type and the new aircraft in action within the game. Aero Dancing Is Mission 4 offers a challenging mix of ground and air combat, building on prior missions, with a focus on intercepting MiG-29 fighters. The game features dogfight battles, with time limits, and replay functionality. Players can freely customize their aircraft and weapons, with a selection of Western and Soviet/Russian planes available, including options like the F-4, F-14, and F-15 series. The game details 2 aircraft. The F-15E Strike Eagle is a modernized, heavily armed fighter bomber with Gulf War combat history. The A-10 Thunderbolt II, a robust ground attack aircraft, excels at low-altitude maneuvers and is equipped for tank killing. Both aircraft feature comprehensive data, including dimensions, speed, and armament. This page previews Seihu no Shukyoku, the Rhapsody of Zephyr, known in English as The Rhapsody of Zephyr, an RPG for the Dreamcast. It is highlighted as a port from PC, praised for improvements to controls and presentation. The game is described as a minor upgrade from the PC version. The game is set 14 years after a conflict and revolves around finding the truth. It emphasizes a hard and spicy story, uncommon in recent Japanese RPGs. The plot of Rhapsody of Zephyr centers on the revolutionary organization Zephyr Falcon, who are resisting an oppressive empire. The story begins with an assault on the imperial prison, Inferuno, aiming to liberate captured comrades. The leader of the Zephyr Falcon, Robert de Medici, leads the charge. Gameplay screenshots show the overworld map and battle scenes. One section details the Act Point 1 Inferuno prison siege beginning of the story. Another section, titled Main Protagonist is Medici, describes how in the early stages, the player controls Medici, not the main character Cyrano. It mentions that Medici is a strong leader, and this part of the game acts as a tutorial. The page highlights that the game was a major hit in Korea, Taiwan, and China as a PC RPG, and this Dreamcast version is a port showcasing updated graphics and story introduction. It notes improvements in controls and visual presentation from the PC version. The release date is listed as January 25, 2001, and the price is 5,800 yen. This page continues the preview of The Rhapsody of Zephyr. It introduces Cyrano as the main protagonist, who is rescued from Inferuno prison. Initially, Cyrano is not a fighter, contrasting with Medici's combat abilities, and this new protagonist is considered a unique type. The page then delves into Cyrano's past, specifically events from 14 years prior. We learn he was happily engaged to Mercedes when, at his engagement party, he was falsely accused of devil worship. His friends Reuben and Iscariot gave false testimony against him, leading to his imprisonment. While imprisoned, Cyrano learns Mercedes married another man, plunging him into despair. A covenant during his forced labor leads him to discover the ancient dark god Deimos, who grants him power and revives him as an immortal being. Deimos bestows upon Cyrano the power of the demonic sword Ashura. The article poses the question, who framed Cyrano, highlighting the mystery of who orchestrated his false accusation. It suggests that while his parents betrayed him, there is likely a deeper conspiracy behind the events, which becomes one of the main objectives of the game's story. Screenshots illustrate these plot points with in-game scenes. This page is a preview for Samba de Amigo Ver 2000, highlighting its release and various game modes. It details the original mode as the standard rhythm-action gameplay involving shaking maracas to match on-screen prompts. Hustle mode builds upon this with added elements for a more exciting experience. Love mode is designed for 2 players to gauge their compatibility through rhythm gameplay. Arcade mode mirrors the arcade experience, offering 2 stages with a wide song selection that expands based on performance. A unique mini-game mode introduces a spatial awareness volleyball game utilizing the maraca controllers. The challenge mode, dubbed Special Check, is a single-player experience where players complete missions to achieve Maracas Hero status. This mode is structured into levels like Maracas Kids, Maracas Junior, Maracas Idol, Maracas Master, and Maracas Hero, with each level unlocking new songs. Completing challenges in Maracas Kids unlocks the theme of Inoki, and Maracas Junior unlocks the theme of Rocky. The page also lists some of the songs featured in these challenge levels, such as Vamos a Carnaval, Hot Hot Hot, Samba de Janeiro, Tutu por ma chérie, Mambo de Verano, Games People Play, Live en la Vida Loca, and Volar, all emphasizing the rhythm-based gameplay and diverse modes available. Samba de Amigo Ver 2000 features multiple game modes. Training mode allows practice of any song on all difficulties without game overs. Survival mode is unlocked by clearing challenge mode and challenges players to clear songs consecutively. Online functionality is available via Dream Passport for downloading songs and online rankings. Options include difficulty settings and performance tracking. The game includes special songs like The Theme of Rocky, Maracas Idol, and Maracas Hero. Challenge modes have song unlocks, progressing through lessons like The Cup of Life and Sway, unlocking progressively harder songs. Completing all Maracas Hero lessons eventually unlocks survival mode, with a secret final lesson and song. This page previews Magic: The Gathering for Dreamcast, subtitled Trading Card Game. The article focuses on the Dreamcast version, DC, and its original card information. It introduces the setting as Celesta, in the multidimensional universe Dominia, where 5 apprentices wielding mana have begun invasions. The goal is to defeat these 5 apprentices and a stronger enemy hidden behind them. The page highlights Magic Heart as a training location, where players can battle the village elder to win cards, build decks, and challenge the apprentices again. It introduces the 5 apprentices. Ashuhazu wields fire mana, described as a dragon-like apprentice who loves power and violence. Tanternek protects forests and wields green mana, appearing as a giant animal. Valeria, a noble angel who wields white mana, guarding the heavens as a warrior and now serving someone else after defeat in battle. Warrant controls water mana and is an apprentice who constantly emits water from their body, using flying creatures. Hapatu, a researcher of life and death, who uses black mana in the swamps and manipulates curses. The page also showcases the deck construction screen, showing options to build a deck with different card colors. The Dreamcast version of Magic: The Gathering features 5 pre-constructed starter decks, each representing a different mana color: red, green, white, black, and blue. Red focuses on fast goblin summons, green on mana ramp and strong creatures, white on low-cost flying creatures enhanced by divine power, black on regeneration and graveyard manipulation, and blue on large flying creatures and opponent control. Players build decks based on standard MTG rules, a minimum of 40 cards with no more than 4 of the same card, excluding basic lands. Decks typically contain 40 to 60 cards for drawing efficiency. The Dreamcast edition includes 10 original DC original cards, obtainable by defeating 5 apprentices. These cards, such as Markish of the Cursed Orchid, Asuhazu's Press, Velkin Dragon, Radal of the Doll Idol, and Hapatu's Power, reflect the unique abilities and styles of the game's apprentices. Sonic Shuffle, a Dreamcast party game, offers a wide array of entertainment with approximately 50 minigames for up to 4 players. The game features diverse gameplay, as demonstrated by a selection of highlighted minigames. Examples include maze challenges like Phantom Thief Sonic, reaction-based games like Cola Explosion, and skill-based activities such as Sonic Gunman and Sonic Live. Other minigames involve memory, tag, rhythm, and various physical challenges. Sonic Shuffle aims to provide a fun and varied party game experience with its extensive collection of minigames. This page details more of the minigames featured in Sonic Shuffle. It categorizes them into stage clear minigames and stage exclusive minigames. The stage clear minigames highlighted are Emerald Coast Sonic Surfing, where players navigate waves as Sonic; Firebird Skydiving, a skydiving challenge avoiding obstacles; Nature Zone Cracking Earth, where players outrun cracking ground while collecting rings; Riot Train Stop the Rampaging Train, tasking players to halt a runaway train by hitting buttons based on headlight colors; Fourth Dimension Space Void Battle, a battle against Void in a dreamlike space; and Duel Minigame, a versus mode game using cards to outnumber opponents. The stage-exclusive minigames shown are Emerald Coast Beach Parasol, where players dodge Eggman's Sunbeam attack using parasols; Emerald Coast Waving Shore, a ring-collecting challenge amidst crashing waves; Riot Train Tunnel Passage, navigating a train tunnel while avoiding obstacles; Riot Train Ring of Stairs, collecting rings on train cars using directional and action buttons; Firebird Ultra Skyflight, soaring through the sky collecting rings and dodging obstacles; Nature Zone Crocodile Escape, escaping a giant crocodile by button mashing; Nature Zone Ring of Fire Circle, navigating fire rings using depth perception. This page is a preview for GigaWing 2. It highlights the game as the first shooting game for the 21st century on Dreamcast. It mentions that the arcade version will also be launching around the same time as the Dreamcast version. The page details several key features, including the Contact Invincibility system from Mars Matrix, which allows players to avoid damage by touching enemies, focusing on dodging bullets and scoring high. There is a Score Attack mode, where players can focus on a single stage to achieve the highest score, a feature intended for hardcore players. The game boasts 7 stages in total, the most in a Takumi and Capcom-developed shooting game so far, fully utilizing the Dreamcast's Naomi arcade board capabilities for 3D visuals. It is noted that some bosses from the previous GigaWing will return, offering nostalgic moments for fans. A gallery mode is featured where players can view character art and ending graphics by artist Fuyuki Tashima, containing over 100 illustrations. The release date for the Dreamcast version is set for January 18, 2001, and the arcade version will be in operation from January. The game is described as a vertical scrolling shooting game and supports 12 players. It uses one disc and is priced at 5,800 yen. The game is fully voiced and features demo scenes with voice acting. This page continues the preview of GigaWing 2, focusing on character introductions and deeper game mechanics. It introduces Kurt Eisenkugra, born in 1886, aged 20, with a dislike for humans, but a liking for machines and glasses. Chelly, also known as 2P Special Forces, is an android girl discovered in 1990 who dislikes the smell of cement and lies. Ralgo Ka Geiselhair, born in 1859, is a 46-year-old soldier who likes his pet Nana and dislikes the military. Romy Seneca, aged 10, likes gunpowder and dislikes small children. Remy Seneca, aged 12, likes Romy, cooking, and dislikes being called cute. The page also highlights the gallery feature, boasting over 100 graphics to unlock, including character art and ending scenes, a treat for fans of illustrator Fuyuki Tashima. Game screenshots show intense shooting action, with bullets filling the screen and various in-game environments. It also mentions the return of bosses from the previous GigaWing game. This page previews Street Fighter 02X for matching service, known internationally as Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold. It emphasizes the hot battles being revived for Dreamcast, highlighting it as a legendary fighting game with a refined system that still holds up today. The game boasts online network battles. The page showcases character profiles with descriptions and screenshots, starting with Ryu, the Eternal Challenger, whose special moves and techniques have been enhanced, offering varied attack options. The Honda is presented as a tenacious sumo wrestler, with powerful throws and command grabs. Blanca is described as a wild beast, who utilizes surprising movements and unpredictable attacks. Guile is the Silent Avenger, whose sonic boom remains a core tactic, unchanged since the original Street Fighter II. Ken, the returning rival, is known for his powerful dragon punch, although it's been weakened in this version, with new foot techniques added for more technical play. Chun-Li is described as executing sky-splitting gorgeous dances, using powerful normal moves, fast feet, and diverse techniques, including the walking spinning bird kick. Zangief is the Iron Muscle and Roaring Typhoon, whose strong command throws are a major threat, requiring strategic positioning. Finally, Dalsim, the Lonely Yoga Warrior, uses long-range attacks and tricky throws and slides at close range to demonstrate his unique fighting style. This page details the character roster and online features of Super Street Fighter 02X for matching service, Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold, on Dreamcast. Character profiles continue, showcasing fighters like Sagat, the Muay Thai King, with strong projectiles, and M. Bison, a powerful character focused on throws. Other highlighted characters include Balrog, a rushdown fighter, Vega, skilled in aerial combat, Fei Long, known for agile movements, Cammy, a fast assassin, DJ, a versatile all-rounder, and Thunderhawk, a throw-focused character. The page also reveals the game's online network matching service, featuring room battles, ranked matches, and player stats. Super Street Fighter 02X is a Dreamcast exclusive, available for pre-order. The game was released on January 18, 2001, for 3,800 yen, and supports up to 12 players with various input devices and display options. This page reveals details about the upcoming Dreamcast game, Gunspike, an action shooting title. It highlights character artwork and introduces the 4 Heavenly Kings, who will be enemies in the game. Character design sketches are shown for Shiba and Balrog. Shiba, from Cannon Dancer, is described as having undergone a significant image change to a more modern, youthful design. Balrog, from Street Fighter II, is presented as a disgusting boss, with concept art showcasing his intimidating appearance. The page mentions that Cammy leads the assault team, and Balrog is one of the first of the Heavenly Kings they will encounter. The game is stated to be 100% complete and scheduled for release on December 21st, priced at 5,800 yen, 300 points. It is a single-player game utilizing 8 blocks of VM memory and supports VGA output and network communication. The development is a collaboration between Capcom and Psikyo, with original concept art from Mr. Nishimura of Psikyo. The article expresses hope that these characters will appear in various future works. This page introduces more of the characters in Gunspike. First is Beauty, described as transforming from innocent maiden to bewitching villainess. Her initial design was of a pure and pretty girl, but she evolved into a more wicked woman. In-game, her clothing is planned to tear when damaged. She attacks with a sniper rifle while walking in a model-like fashion. Next is Kabuki, a whole-body cyborg character, said to be brave and bold. He is visually large and uses Gatling guns in both hands. The text mentions his loud laughter and describes him as a typical brainless character. Interestingly, it notes he is Japanese and 24 years old, although he doesn't look it. He is seen riding a UFO-shaped machine. Finally, there's Sting, presented as a psycho kicker of weak constitution. He is introduced as one of the 4 heavenly kings, but unlike the others, he is described as looking like a normal person. His appearance is likened to a mafia member or scientist, wearing a long coat and scarf, and he's noted as always, looking annoyed. Beauty is said to be obsessed with Sting. It's also mentioned that espers in the game are physically weak but mentally strong. The page includes character design sketches and screenshots of Beauty and Sting in gameplay. This page is focused on Eldorado Gate Volume 2, and announces the upcoming opening of the download shop. This feature, opening on December 12th, allows players to obtain rare items like weapons and accessories that are not available in regular shops, specifically within the Land of Fate area. The page highlights the opening commemoration sale for the first set of downloadable content, and lists examples like Demon Sword of Usage, Fighter Sword, Steel Armor, and Heavy Plate. Screenshots show the in-game download shop interface and the process of downloading and purchasing items using in-game currency. It's mentioned that rare, light attribute weapons, normally difficult to obtain through synthesis, are available in this shop. The game is an RPG, set to release on December 12th, priced at 2,800 yen, or 120 points. It supports 1 player and requires 16 or more VM blocks with 1 disk. The page encourages players to save up in-game currency to purchase items from the download shop. This page is all about Eldorado Gate Volume 2, previewing the scenarios included in the upcoming release. Chapter 4, Bard Bud's Lament, follows Bud in a new land overrun by monster hunters, where he's caught up in village attacks during his sister's wedding. Chapter 5, Brave Knight Alyson, introduces Alyson, a former noble-turned-bodyguard, who is very popular with women and skilled with short swords, and is tasked with rescuing a noble's kidnapped daughter. Chapter 6, Reviving the AINs, centers on Bantoros' illness and Gaburi's plea for help in a new continent. Gomez is recruiting artificial humans called AINs, one of whom is named Ain, and is willing to sacrifice himself, being one of those who holds the soul of a demon god. The page also highlights that Volume 2 is packed with secrets, new scenarios, and systems like Warp Gaburi and Whoop Gaburi, which add to the gameplay depth. It teases the power of the demon gods, symbolized by Gomez and Bat Pharaoh, with the true power being revealed on December 12th, likely coinciding with the download shop opening mentioned on the previous page. This page is from the weekly Gaburi fan page, focusing on Eldorado Gate, specifically Volume 6, and delving into the secrets of the new continent. It includes a staff voice section featuring an interview with producer Takeshita Hiroyuki discussing Eldorado Gate. The new continent is highlighted, clarifying that it is a recently discovered land without an official name, as it's too new. The locals in the game refer to areas within it as Escaro and Animanda. Initially, there was a misunderstanding, and it was mistakenly called Escaro Continent by some. The discovery of this new continent was a major achievement due to advancements in magic-powered technology that enabled long-distance voyages. This new land features ancient ruins and advanced technology predating current magic devices, with hints of sophisticated human-mimicking machines, now called AINs. The lost civilization was technologically advanced, surpassing current understanding. The Soul Portrait section showcases character illustrations, mentioning they are from Volume 1 and Volume 2 characters. They note that the number of submitted illustrations in landscape format is low, encouraging players to submit more. Finally, the Tell Me Gaburi Exploration Team segment answers a player's question about the Latigan's Mantle item. The answer clarifies that you can obtain Latigan's Mantle by defeating Latigan and repeatedly entering and exiting the room. Doing this 5 times will reward you with the mantle. This page delves into the exciting Nepachi IV at Vipachi Pachinko game for Dreamcast, part of the CR Crying Out, Flower Support Squad 3, and CR Monster House series. The game boasts diverse reach actions, about 10 in total, to ramp up the excitement before a potential win, and these are a key feature. It highlights various types of reach action sequences, like the standard normal reach, the roulette chance, and QQ ecstasy reach. The long reach, low expectation. 3-7 children reach, mediocre. Cabaret reach, mediocre. Father reach, low expectation. Cheering reach, Picari high expectation. And Shibaki reach, high expectation. It also details Yakushi Temple chance, where a character called Yakushi Temple appears with different lines. The page explains the flow to a big win, detailing how reach actions are triggered and can develop further. Notably, even after a big win, there's a 30% chance to increase your payout through a redraw sequence featuring the main character, Aota. There's also a mention of bonus patterns being added in response to fan feedback, featuring popular witch characters. And these bonus patterns guarantee a double big win. This page reveals exciting news for players of Justice Gakuen. Moero, Justice Gakuen, known internationally as Project Justice. It highlights the discovery of story branching in the story mode, specifically in Chapter 4, titled Wild Daigo Awakening Battle. The branching point in the story depends on the player's strategy in this battle, choosing to use either 2-person or 3-person platoons. Clearing the Aotu High School story mode will also unlock Wild Daigo as a playable character. This Wild Daigo is described as a powered-up version of the regular character, with stronger techniques and increased hit counts on some special moves. The page gives an overview of Wild Daigo's special moves, emphasizing the character's enhanced capabilities. This page introduces 2 returning characters to Project Justice, Roy Bromwell and Tiffany Lords. Roy is highlighted as a hard puncher and a powerful American character who was, in the previous game, described as a very strong character who excels at overwhelming opponents with high-power moves with few openings. His special moves are listed as Dynamite Straight, Twister Upper, Touchdown Wave, and Air Dynamite. His ultimate techniques are Triple Twister, Super Touchdown, Dynamite Justice Flash, and 2 types of team attacks, Love and Peace, and Triple Heaven's Cross. Tiffany is presented as a sexy cheerleader, who also returns from the previous game. She is noted for using her sexy body in fights, utilizing throws and hit-and-run tactics, and is characterized as a technical fighter despite her appearance. Her special moves include Groovy Knuckle, Groovy Punch, Exciting Kick, Beautiful Spin, Groovy Wheel, and Stamp Kick. Her ultimate techniques are Groovy Special, Wonderful Kick, Groovy Screw, and team attacks, Love and Peace, and Triple Heaven's Cross. The page points out her cheerleader's promise move can lead to short airburst chances. This page delves into the basics of Justice School combat in Project Justice. It focuses on initiating attacks with weak strikes to set up heat combos. The page highlights how to create attack opportunities by breaking through an opponent's guard using throws and mid-level attacks, especially when opponents are wary of heat combos and guarding lows. It then explains how heat combos can transition into powerful moves like short airburst or perfect combustion attack, emphasizing the importance of direction button inputs and strong attacks to trigger these moves. There's also a section discussing how airburst can be used after single hits. Essentially, the page is a guide to understanding combo fundamentals in Project Justice, focusing on setting up powerful attacks from weaker openings and breaking through defenses. This page continues the Project Justice strategy guide, focusing on defensive tactics. It introduces the Guts counter as a way to retaliate when pressured. You can perform a Guts counter while guarding by inputting a direction and attack button, a special move, or a perfect combustion attack, allowing for quick counterattacks. The guide advises on reading opponents who are trying to bait Guts counters. In such cases, mid-level attacks are easily blocked, so using throws or crouching throws to create openings for weak attacks is a better strategy. Disrupting heat combos and varying attack timings can also make it harder for opponents to predict and counter with Guts counters. The page then discusses Team UP moves called 2 Platoon and 3 Platoon. Love and Friendship 2 Platoon costs 2 Guts gauges and is designed to activate when you anticipate an opponent's attack, offering invincibility during its activation, although it can be countered by a 2-platoon counter. Interestingly, while in the previous game 2-platoon could counter another 2-platoon, in Project Justice, once a 2-platoon connects, it cannot be countered anymore, becoming a guaranteed hit. Finally, Justice Encouraged 3-platoon is introduced. This more powerful move costs 5 guts gauges, and is also used defensively by activating it in response to an opponent's attack. Unlike 2-platoon, 3-platoon provides invincibility to throws and regular attacks during its execution, and cannot be negated by 2-platoon counter. If successful, it inflicts substantial damage, nearly half of the opponent's health bar. The next page continues the Project Justice strategy guide, this time focusing on the character known as Committee Chairman. This character is introduced as skilled in correspondence course karate, but physically weak. The guide highlights her low attack power and large openings in most special moves, except for the Hayate style. As a partner character, she has a 4 bars guts gauge and excellent stamina recovery, but her offensive capabilities are limited. The guide advises players to focus on defense and counterattacks, utilizing 2-platoon and slip-through tactics. The page lists 5 recommended full power linkage techniques or combos, all starting with crouching weak kick or a short air burst, a move described as weak but crucial for her gameplay. The strategy emphasizes using the short air burst to initiate attacks and then follow up with further aerial attacks to keep pressure on the opponent. Another key technique highlighted is direction button plus strong punch, which is described as a fast move to break through the opponent's guard. Her powerful special move, Rocket Racket, executed with down forward plus punch, is introduced as a superpowered air burst suitable for combos. Finally, the guide details using the guts counter with direction button plus strong punch as an effective way to punish opponents' attacks, particularly when they are being aggressive. It also mentions the weak spin smash as a useful technique for wake-up attacks, forcing the opponent to guard low. This Project Justice guide analyzes Zaki and Eureka. Zaki, a slow character, benefits from basic low attacks and chain combo 3. Her partner moves are weak initially, but her slide kick is effective after combos. High Pride is difficult to land. Attack cancels are recommended. Against charging opponents, guarding and using direction buttons is advised. Eureka is a mid-range fighter, emphasizing safe play. Her crouching weak P to standing strong K combo is key, leading to various follow-ups. As a partner, she excels at filling the guts gauge, with effective 2-platoon moves. Melancholy Serenade is a safe projectile for finishing combos. Strong P counters guts counters, with chain combo 4 as a follow-up if it hits. Both characters have full power linkage techniques, including combos with short air burst, jump attacks, and special moves like Zaki's Electric Light Iron Chain, and Eureka's Requiem of Sad Love, and Death Calling Rondo. Eureka's chain combo 3 is basic, while chain combo 4 is very damaging if landed. This page is a strategy guide for the Dreamcast game Time and Tide, which is an ocean salvage adventure game. The guide explains the basic gameplay flow, which revolves around becoming a salvage expert. The core loop involves adventure parts in town and salvage parts at sea. In town, you gather information at places like churches or bars. Then you visit the guild to choose jobs and accept salvage requests. At the scrapyard, you can buy equipment. You prepare for departure at the dock, select a sea area, and perform a final check on the mothership before diving. Underwater, you search for your target salvage items. After returning to the mothership to check your findings, you go back to the guild for your reward. This loop is repeated to progress through the scenario. The guide highlights important tips. Firstly, information gathering is crucial, and you should thoroughly search towns. Secondly, it's wise to buy items at the scrapyard before salvage runs, purchasing extra parts and weapons. For efficient salvage work, utilizing the map and compass is key. When underwater, check your position on the map and use the Connect >JOB function in the system menu to get coordinates for your target salvage point. The compass at the top of the screen helps with navigation towards your objective. Sonar is also a useful tool to detect salvageable items displayed as green dots, but using it can attract enemies. It's advised to use sonar sparingly to conserve battery power. This guide details salvage missions in the Dreamcast game Time and Tide, focusing on the Yellow Jade, Practice, and True Pearl areas. In Yellow Jade, Mission 1, Gold Storage, involves finding gold storage with no reward. The recovery point is A2025. Mission 2. Mysterious Small Submarine, also in the practice area with no reward, tasks players with salvaging a submarine using radar. Requires 2 float bombs, and the recovery point is A3CO5. The True Pearl area features several missions with rewards. Sun's Remains, Mission 3, offers 1,500 rights money and a 5,000 bounty for salvaging a car at A3025. Memories of Cello, Mission 4, has the same rewards, retrieving a cello at A1005. Mission 6, Recovery of Unexploded Shells, offers 3,000 rights money and 10,000 bounty, involving magnetite mines at A4005, requiring 4 R-float bombs. Mission 5, Recovery of Small Case, is in the Elephant Tusk area at pentacarbon decoxide and awards 2,000 rights money and 8,000 bounty. The map also lists item locations in the True Pearl area. After completing Recovery of Memories, the mysterious Haru appears, introducing a new plot element. Salvage missions continue in Time and Tide. Mission 7, Memories Item Recovery, in True Pearl, rewards 2,000 rights money and 8,000 bounty for a wooden box at hydrogen oxide. Mission 8, Siva Statue Recovery, offers a 50,000 bounty for a statue at hydrogen oxide, requiring heavy weaponry due to a giant squid. Mission 9, Gold Warehouse Recovery, gives 3,000 rights money and 8,000 bounty for a warehouse at hydrogen oxide with crownhead enemies. Mission 10, Small Heavy Machinery Recovery, rewards 6,000 rights money and 20,000 bounty for a wooden box in the Elephant Tusk underground area. Maps detail item and mission locations. Players must maintain a $5,000 collateral for guild missions. This page is a strategy guide section from Dreamcast for Blue Submarine number 6, Time and Tide. It details how to progress underground, connecting to the previous missions, which concluded with Small Heavy Machinery Recovery. It mentions entering the subway via a hole near the collapsed highway in the Elephant Tusk area, around C5020. The page includes subway maps for the Elephant Tusk area on B1F and B2F, and a map for the Crystal area. These maps likely indicate pathways and areas of interest within these locations. The guide explains the route to the Crystal area involves entering the subway at point A on B2F, moving to I, ascending to B1F from I, and exiting at U to reach the Crystal area, which is described as a deep-sea area accessible later in the game. A section on free salvage explains this mode as an enjoyable side activity focused on treasure hunting in the seabed. It emphasizes the thrill of discovering items randomly without specific objectives, and suggests useful equipment, like item stock upgrade, to maximize efficiency, hinting at item management and upgrades being important for salvage operations. The page shows screenshots of the game interface during underwater exploration, with elements like radars and item collection being visible. Item lists are shown for Elephant Tusk subway and Crystal area, detailing potential salvage rewards, such as spare batteries, float shooters, remote-controlled floats, small anti-submarine missiles, and cannonball items. This page is a strategy guide for Biohazard 3 Last Escape, known internationally as Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. It explains how to unlock a hidden file called Jill's Diary by collecting all the files in the game in a specific order. The page provides a numbered list of 30 files, their names, and locations within the game to guide players. It points out to be careful in locations with multiple files like the newspaper building 3F to ensure you get them all in the correct order. It also details how to unlock epilogue files by clearing the main game on heavy mode. Clearing the game once unlocks one epilogue file screen, and there are 9 files in total, requiring multiple playthroughs on heavy mode to unlock all of them. The page features screenshots from Resident Evil 3 and a character image of Carlos, and it highlights that collecting all files and clearing heavy mode unlocks bonus content in the game. This guide focuses on the Hanging Bridge live selection in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, detailing the optimal route regardless of initial choices. The walkthrough covers enemy placements, including respawning zombies and giant spiders. The guide explains the branching paths at the Hanging Bridge, Fall Down, offering file and battle advantages, while Jump Down unlocks Nikolai and Barry scenes. The time limit option leads to a water drainage route. The page includes maps and a strategy chart highlighting item locations, grenades, gunpowder, herbs, and key areas. Gameplay advice emphasizes handgun use, quick decisions, and swift progress. It notes Carlos's resilience and cautions against excessive assault rifle use due to limited ammunition. This page continues the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Strategy Guide, focusing on navigating the processing plant. It details room-by-room instructions starting from the restroom, where you talk to Carlos and get the processing facility key. The guide moves to the power room to restore power, then to the entrance and processing control room to acquire the system disk. Next, it's the sewer monitor room for the processing sample and the water quality inspection room to analyze the sample and reveal a code pattern using the processing facility key. The guide then describes using the system disk to access the processing room, where Nemesis in his second form appears, initiating a countdown. Defeating him gets you the card key. Separate sections explain how to navigate the steam pipes in the power room and solve the water quality check device puzzle. It also details how to obtain the rocket launcher by using the processing facility key on a machine in the water quality inspection room. The page offers combat strategies against Nemesis's second form, suggesting using environmental objects like valves to spray chemical solutions for damage. For damage-dealing strategies, it recommends using grenade launchers with freeze rounds, around 12 to 14 shots, as the most effective method in the limited time available. The environment is described as narrow, making combat challenging, so prioritizing damage is advised. This guide details the final stages of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Processing Plant. Players must navigate key areas using specific keys: the card key for the elevator and the processing facility key for the rocket launcher. The guide highlights the control room. Carlos gives the radar receiver, the incineration plant, Nemesis battle, live selection, and the scrap disposal area. Carlos rescues Jill. Enemy respawns occur in the entrance, control room, and processing pool. A helicopter battle with Nikolai is possible, triggered by choosing the drain route, leading to a live selection and potential fight. The final battle against Nemesis, Form 3, in the incineration plant, involves a live selection. Deliver a finishing blow with the Magnum or escape. The guide describes Nemesis's attacks, like tentacle strikes and body slams. It also details the Paracelsus magic sword, a railgun weapon requiring precise timing and unit activation to defeat Nemesis. This page is a guide for the RPG Tricolor Crise for the Dreamcast. It highlights the final stages of the game, specifically events after the Yglum Uprising. It focuses on the Tower of Ceres section, where the player experiences a week as the master of the tower. The game involves navigating the tower with the protagonist for a week, maintaining the nucleus in the forest, and replenishing it daily. The guide mentions events that happen on the 4th and 7th days of this tower experience. Key characters mentioned are Area Duelis, described as the strongest messenger, and examiners Revan and Selemos. The guide outlines two main challenges: 1 week, await the Tower Master, and Area Duelis. The page also details events after the Yglum Uprising, such as Maneru's grave and Jin and team's surrender. Maneru's grave occurs after the Yglum Uprising by Kashafu, leading to a visit to Maneru Mountain to find the Fotis tribe's grave. Jin and team's surrender event occurs during the return event between Mei's Quest 5 and Selim's Quest 1, where there's talk of Jin and team surrendering during the trial. This page continues the Tricolore Crisis Strategy Guide, this time detailing events in the Kareen Mine and Merknet Forest and Magic Tower areas. The Kareen Mine section highlights a story where mine workers have been replaced by powerful Ibris, and the characters Hoke and Melly are involved. The events here include Hoke becoming enraged, something called Alcasal's Shadow, an accident in the Kareen Mine, and finally a confrontation with the boss Lakusal, who has been hiding there. Moving on to the Merknet Forest and Magic Tower area, it mentions encountering a strange man and dialogue from Linnea. Key events include patrolling Meknet Forest, a farewell greeting event, Linnea's return, and events related to a character named Stam's rights and rumors. Further events are freeing the Magic Tower, waiting for Salamos, and confrontations with Vishal both in the forest and again later. There's also a section discussing whether Stam can be persuaded, suggesting that player choices can affect the story's progression. The page also features map sections for both areas and screenshots depicting gameplay and character interactions. This page details the conclusion of the Xian-related events in Tricolore Crise, focusing on the Flame King's Hill area. The story involves Alcasal, who has taken refuge, and Xian, who is blocking the path to the royal capital. The narrative advances after the Courier Renan event, with a rockfall opening the path to the summit of Flame King's Hill, suggesting players should level up beforehand due to stronger enemies in this area. The page outlines trial lessons and event chart, with quests such as Rigid Sword Meeting and Mad Emperor Meeting. The event chart details a sequence of events: Xian's Challenge, Courier Ranan, Alcasal Confrontation, Diadra's Defiance, and Diadra's Subjugation, all occurring at Flame King's Hill. The location B on the map is highlighted as the boss encounter area for both Alcasal and Diadra. Alcasal is described as having high HP and using Rigondo magic, while Diadra's battle involves two bodies and ineffective magic. Furthermore, there's a section called Extracurricular Lesson, revealing the synthesis method for the Mystery Messenger Festina and wallpaper acquisition conditions. It provides synthesis recipes for various messengers like Cheryl, Aaron, Laura Mill, and others, combining items such as Jasper, Moonstone, Rafrix, and Onyx. Festina itself is a hidden messenger who randomly uses the magic Cultina. The page also lists wallpaper acquisition methods linked to various in-game events and characters like Gym Team, Saharo, Rashan, Stam, Linnea, Salim, and Diadra. This Tricolore Crisi page focuses on the King's Palace and Salim's Tower area. The story reveals a rebellion instigated by Alcasal and Shururu against the new ruler, Rashan. Players will undertake various trial lessons related to Salim, including fighting him with Arya and Doris, Lesson 4, and investigating Irumu, Lesson 2. Hawk's trial follows Salim's Lesson 4. The Ishirumu attack will occur 13 days after Hawk's Lessons 1 to 3, and Rashan's rebellion unfolds, prompting a visit to Mekiri. Salim appears in the King's Palace courtyard's hidden chamber, contingent on specific character presence. Boss appearance locations are detailed, with battles against Jin/Sero focusing on defense, and Vishal, a warrior using single-target magic. The page also advertises the official strategy guide published by SoftBank Publishing, which is priced at 1,400 yen and covers comprehensive game details. This page continues the Marionette Handler 2 official fan page. It highlights the White Hopper, a hidden puppet machine in the game, asking if players have seen it yet. The page features Nabichan's MH lecture, explaining how to obtain the White Hopper. The conditions to get White Hopper are listed as: have system data from the previous MH game on the VM, create user data, and win all tournaments. The Marks Broadcasting Station section appears to be a community corner featuring reader submissions and questions about the game, including discussions about hidden machines, tournament experiences, and requests for programming tips and methods to share original programs. One reader shares their experience participating in the official trial tournament and their desire to become stronger. Another asks about sending in original programs and how to capture game screens, to which the magazine responds with instructions on using video capture devices and submitting data via FD or MO. The game data section confirms the game is Micronet's Marionette Handler 2, released on November 9th, priced at 5,800 yen, 300 points, is a single-player simulation game, SLG, and requires 46 blocks of VM memory. The page also points to the game's official website and notes that tutorial information is in the instruction manual, and tournament mode supports up to 16 players. Finally, there is a special gallery section advertised at the bottom. This page continues the product review section and focuses on a user-created program called the Curina program, which is described as a program where a rabbit moves like a rabbit in Marionette Handler 2. The page details a sample program flow for the game, breaking it down into 9 parts. These parts cover the main program flow, obstacle avoidance, outer wall avoidance, search and attack phases, split into 2 parts, close combat, enemy bullet avoidance, and a stop command. Each section provides a brief explanation of its function within the overall program logic, describing actions like jumping over obstacles, detecting walls and turning, searching for enemies, engaging in close combat if enemies are nearby, and firing projectiles if they are further away. There are also handler's knowledge bag tips for scoring points within the WMA rule system, and specific advice on programming obstacle avoidance to prevent repeating jump errors. A program edit screenshot is shown as an example, displaying a basic program structure with start, jump, and skip blocks. Characters within speech bubbles are providing commentary and advice on program creation and game strategy. This page is an advertisement for the official strategy guide for the Dreamcast RPG Tricolore Crisi. The guide is touted as the essential companion book for the game, boasting comprehensive character profiles, event walkthroughs, detailed maps, and complete item and monster data lists. It's currently on sale and is described as a very popular item, priced at 1,400 yen plus tax. A Dreamcast Magazine poll reveals player preferences for characters in Grandia 2. Millennia is the most popular main character, followed by Tio and Mareg. In the sub-character category, Aira is the favorite, with Melfis and Caro in second and third. Elena tops the ideal partner category, with Tio and Millennia following. Producer Saito Katsunori was surprised by Ryudo's lower ranking, while character designer Kano Ayushi found the results interesting and highlighted Elena and Tio as favorites. They both expressed their fondness for Millennia and Aira as well. The poll results and commentary provide insights into player perceptions of the game's characters and the impact of their individual appeal. This page is dedicated to Golf Shiyuyo, Let's Play Golf, featuring Golf Shiyuyo Gurakubu Volume 9. It introduces characters Gina and Charlie and includes a story titled Gina and a Big Tree in the Grassland, which describes Gina's golf tournament victory in Africa and her reflections at a large tree, a place she often visits. Gina's profile is detailed, stating she is 18 years old, female, 181 centimeters tall, blood type O, and Aquarius. Her memo mentions she is surrounded by people, is a natural and cheerful person, and started golf as a child due to her father's influence, who bought her golf clubs. Her personal spec data lists her preferred clubs as Big Super Hyper VS&D Driver, KS Iron SS02 irons, and her ball of choice as Best Impact DC 432, 3-piece ball. Her basic abilities are Power 7, Control 8, Spin 1, Luck 8, and Wise 1. Her basic shot trajectory is described as straight and high trajectory. Page also features an Illustrator Gallery Golf Sushin Volume 9, showcasing reader submissions and comments related to Golf Shiyuyo 2. Reader comments include excitement for new characters and enjoyment of the game, including fan art and cosplay ideas. Locations mentioned in the reader submissions are Hokkaido, Yamagata Prefecture, and Tokyo. This page highlights the Hot Springs Strongest Champion Tournament decision and the recruitment for members of the Dream Magazine Hot Springs Assembly. It announces the V-Victory Mahjong Tournament, where players can compete against the Nitoto sisters and Otsuki-ai. The tournament is scheduled from December 14th to 18th. Prizes include the opportunity to play against the Nito sisters online and a BIG Gold Prize. The page also details the Dream Magazine Hot Springs Assembly member recruitment, mentioning that members can participate in sponsored events and receive benefits. To join, readers need to send a postcard with their details. Furthermore, the page presents the final results of the Cyber Club Mahjong Tournament, which took place in November. It showcases screenshots from the Mahjong game, emphasizing the tense atmosphere of the final battle and the eventual winner. The strongest champion is being celebrated. This Tulipion news page focuses on the Dreamcast game Tulip. It includes a featured screenshot, game details, release date, price, genre, and technical specifications, and a look at the Bar Daria bulletin board, which discusses Christmas and contests. The page then introduces the Coco Bros, salon owners, through a character file, providing their profiles. Reader submissions are showcased through character designs in the Master Skill Craftsman Skill section, and artwork in EcoMind. Further content includes reader-submitted character ideas from Aichi and Mie prefectures. A developer's comment briefly details the Coco Brothers' name origin. Finally, the page features comic strips, Hinako's Hanama Development Diary, and Hinako Battle Story, depicting the characters' development and battles in a humorous format. This page is MailChimp Magazine Volume 15, a reader submission corner. It features the Signal Kids Illustration Exhibition Hall, showcasing fan-submitted artwork. Several illustrations are highlighted with comments from the magazine staff. There are various reader artworks with names like HNTOM from Chiba Prefecture and HN Ameri Ririn from Hyogo Prefecture, along with their drawings, including a ninja-themed artwork. The magazine staff provides brief comments on the artwork, like mentioning the use of color and style. Another section is Raspberry 4's Trouble Consultation Room, which seems to be an advice column. It features conversations between characters named Azusa and Ryoko, discussing reader-submitted problems, focusing on topics like being cold and staying in bed, and advice on saving money and using it wisely. Finally, The mail and postcard destination section provides contact information for readers to send in their submissions via postcards or email to the Dreamcast Magazine editorial department. This page reveals the hidden Sega Motor Speedway course for the game NASCAR Arcade, known as Sega GT on Dreamcast, explaining how to unlock it by inputting gears 4, 2, 1, 3, and then braking during track selection. The page describes this new course as a short oval, highlighting its banked corners which require constant left steering input at full speed, and advises players to utilize drafting for overtaking. Screenshots illustrate the gameplay on this oval track. A comment from the development staff mentions the course was designed for fun, emphasizing the chaotic and dangerous nature of 30-car races on such a small circuit, expecting frequent crashes. This page features an interview with Kenji Arai, the producer of NASCAR Arcade, discussing his vision for racing games in amusement centers and the future of the genre. Arai mentions that NASCAR Arcade is already in operation, and describes it as a challenging and new style of racing game. He expresses initial anxieties about its reception in Japan, but also confidence in creating something new, similar to Honda Soichiro's car manufacturing philosophy. He points out the low recognition of NASCAR in Japan and aims to make it more exciting and appealing. The page also highlights Sega Rosso's history of developing racing games, starting from AM3 Research to AM Branch, AM12 Research, Software 5 Research, and finally, Sega Rosso. It showcases a timeline of their key racing titles. In 1995, Sega Rally Championship, AM3 Research, is mentioned as a globally popular arcade hit, being the initial proper rally driving game. Also in 1995, Manx TT, AM3 Research, is featured, described as a popular motorcycle racing game with realistic graphics. In 1996, Sega Touring Car Championship, AM Branch, is noted as the first title released by AM Branch, emphasizing its on-road circuit racing and pursuit of realistic driving feel. In 1998, Sega Rally 2, AM12 Research, is presented as a sequel pushing the graphics further. Finally, in 2000, NASCAR Arcade, Sega Rosso, is shown as the latest release, described as a game adopting a different approach to racing game development by Sega Rosso. This page of Arcade Express Volume 79 introduces the latest variety gun game from Namco called Gun Ballerina. The game emphasizes concentration, reflexes, and judgment as key skills. It's described as a simple gun shooting game where players select one of 4 games randomly displayed on screen and shoot targets according to instructions. Some stages are very difficult, labeled Gekimuzu or extreme difficulty. The page details 3 gameplay types. Concentration type. This involves using a limited number of bullets to shoot down target balloons floating around a castle-themed stage. Precision aiming is crucial. Reflex type. This type challenges players to rapidly shoot numerous targets that appear in quick succession. It features a cave setting with skeletons. Judgment type. This mode requires players to make quick decisions, identifying and shooting the correct targets. It features a mafia-themed stage. The page encourages players to discover their preferred genre within the game. Gun Ballerina features 61 unique minigames designed for new players, with 4 difficulty levels. This page details 5 minigame categories. The Protect Oyaji series involves defending Oyaji from threats, with consequences for failure. Hit Without Missing. Games challenge players to accurately hit targets with limited shots, including continuous hit and sports-themed shooting. Designated Object Shooting requires rapid identification and shooting of specific targets. Anyway, Shoot Everything focuses on hitting as many targets as possible within a time limit, exemplified by Pinball Shot and Slime. Finally, the Omake series offers bonus games, including a name entry minigame, encouraging extended gameplay. This page is an advertisement for strategy guides and the GA graphic download service. The main headline promotes strategy guides being available for new and popular titles. Featured prominently is the Tales of Eternia strategy guide for PlayStation, boasting about covering the entire world of the game on Disc 1. Upcoming game strategy guides are teased, including Popolo Cross Story 2 I and Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, which is noted as a tentative title. Other PlayStation 2 games with guides mentioned include Onimusha, Dark Cloud, Mobile Suit Gundam, and Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore. PlayStation titles such as Emblem Saga and Jikyo Powerful Pro Yakyu 2000 Kataiban are also highlighted. The page also advertises GA Graphic a service offering downloadable comics and wallpapers featuring beautiful girl characters, available for a limited time via the GameSpot website. A SoftBank strategy guide lineup is presented, listing guides currently on sale like Seisenshi Dunbine Nostalgia, Ultima Online, The Second Age Renaissance Edition, and Tricolor Crisis for Dreamcast. Upcoming strategy guides are also listed for mid-December, including Favorite Deer, Junpaku no Yogensha. Late December guides include Denu Senki Virtualon Oratorio Tangram, Sorcerian, Phantasy Star Online for Dreamcast, Black Matrix Plus, Melty Lancer Reinforce for Dreamcast, Canon for Dreamcast, and Kakurio Tsukiyomi only. For early January, Toroware no Ang Heart Visual Fanbook is advertised. Prices and platforms are noted for each guide. This page presents Last Xmas with Dream A Girl Angels, introducing 3 women as angels. Angel File 1 features Natsuki Kato, described as a solid and cute angel who dreams of becoming human someday. Her profile mentions that while she enjoys the human world, she often plays robot roles in acting. Her breakthrough role was as Robbie Kachin in Moero Robocon, and now she is taking on roles as human-like androids. Angel File 2 introduces Kazumi Murata, a cool beauty angel. She is described as an active angel who has awakened to martial arts and practices karate. Known as an intelligent university student in Kamen Rider Kugoga, she might even be stronger than the main character Kuga. She enjoys cooking, shopping, and experiencing the human world. Angel File 3 presents Namiko Yoneda as a pure angel whose heart and skin can purely capture the breath of nature. She is described as a bouncy-skinned angel who was chosen as the second-generation natural Clearasil girl, following Pilo Su. She is an evangelist for natural and unforced new energy, drawing from sunlight and plant photosynthesis. This page continues the Last Xmas with Dream A Girl Angels feature, focusing on Natsuki Kato, who is presented as an angel. It provides a profile with her birth date, age 15, birthplace in Akita Prefecture, blood type AB, measurements, and hobbies including games and illustration. The page highlights her acting career, referring to her role in a house foods commercial, her popular role as Robbie Shan in Burn Robocon, and upcoming roles as an android and witch. It mentions her TV work in the drama I no Gekiju, Ruriro no Penforendo, 2001, and a regular appearance in the TBS drama Uncanny. Her film role in Iko Iko Azarak, Wizard of Harmony, is also noted. Additionally, it lists her upcoming calendar and video/DVD releases, including an image video and DVD. The page includes a quote from Natsuki about wanting to cut down a real fir tree from the forest to decorate a Christmas tree together. The next page continues with Natsuki Kato discussing her Christmas experiences, mentioning how until she was in 6th grade, Santa Claus would bring presents, sometimes as Mini Santa or Chibi Santa. She recalls her snowy childhood home in Akita, making snow huts called Kamakura. She mentions wanting to cut down a real fir tree from the forest to decorate for Christmas. Natsuki also talks about her game preferences, saying she enjoys games, but not in a typical way. She humorously admits to enjoying the panty shots in Sailor Moon games from when she was in 3rd grade. She also mentions playing D no Shokutaku, which is likely the game D. She expresses interest in Dreamcast software like Space Channel 5, even though she doesn't own the console yet. She's looking forward to getting one and enjoying software and games. The page also briefly mentions a Saipan location shoot for an image video, featuring local Akita photos and private talks. There's also an Xmas present section promoting a 2001 calendar featuring Natsuki, which is a giveaway for one person. Finally, there's a section titled Robot or Android, where she discusses her role as Robbie-chan in Burn Robocon and her upcoming roles as an android and a witch, highlighting her diverse acting career. She mentions her role as Kuroboshi Misa in the film Iko Azarak, Wizard of Harmony, and her desire to play normal human characters eventually. This page features the Guru Guru Kurin-chan manga. It introduces the main characters. Guru Guru, a science-loving middle schooler who enjoys creating creatures. Usagi, a rabbit-like creature made of cells, acting as Guru Guru's wife. Aoi-chan and Aoi-san, human-faced characters. Otaku-kun, an insect creature described as a troublemaker. Basuke, an eyeglass creature with communication abilities. And Sasaki-kun, slipper creatures who are sometimes seen escaping. The manga strip shows a comedic scene where Otaku-kun seems to be flirting with Guru, causing jealousy from Usagi, who declares she won't allow it. Aoi-chan/Aoi-san seems to be confused or upset about Usagi being called Guru's wife. Later, Otaku-kun is seen being scolded by Sasaki-kun for his actions, suggesting he caused some mischief within the Guru family. This week's Dreamcastrology covers December 8th-14th, offering horoscopes for all zodiac signs. Each sign's reading includes a lucky color and item, along with tailored advice. Aries should avoid small mistakes. Taurus should take risks but be cautious in romance. Gemini should use chaos to their advantage. Cancer needs rest but sees success. Leo should absorb energy and persevere. Virgo faces a lonely weekend. Libra should focus on inner strength. Scorpio anticipates a busy week with weekend solutions. Sagittarius may face self-evident problems and should take action. Capricorn should resolve relationship issues. Aquarius needs to reassess plans. And Pisces enjoys overall luck but should act fast in love. The weekly lucky person is Kyo Kusanagi, advising observation of potential partners. This page is showcasing a reader giveaway from Dreamcast Magazine. The prizes include a LOL Lack of Love t-shirt. And for 15 lucky readers, they can choose any Dreamcast game released before December 15th, 2000. Other prizes are Samba de Amigo Ver, 2000 plush toys, the official art and setting collection book for Eve Zero, a Dreamcast Magazine original name card case, an original Dreamcast Magazine t-shirt, and a telecard featuring the September cover of Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000. Looking ahead to the December 29th extra issue, it's previewed to include features on games like Detective Jinguji Saburo Dash, Infinity Cure, Defender of the Future, Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000, and Sega Rally 2. They are also highlighting upcoming Dreamcast GDROM titles and playable demos of Daytona USA 2001 and Never 7, The End of Infinity. The page also lists the staff involved in the magazine production, contact information, and the winners of the previous December 1st giveaway. Finally, the Dreamcast Magazine website is announced as being live. The next page is an advertisement for the Dreamcast game Charge N Blast, an exhilarating action shooting game. It's advertised as being now on sale for 4,800 yen, excluding tax. The advertisement text describes the game as putting players in the role of special forces fighting invaders. Players can choose from 3 characters, with different abilities to complete all missions with exhilarating speed. The page also features screenshots from the game showing the gameplay. This page is an advertisement for Phantasy Star Online, announcing its release date as December 21, 2000. The advert emphasizes that it is a network RPG, highlighting what can be achieved through online play. There are speech bubbles with phrases like, "There are things you can do alone," "I shouldn't have come alone," and "It's bigger than I thought," suggesting challenging gameplay and encounters with large enemies. The game is priced at 6,800 yen, excluding tax, and 360 Dreamcast points. It's compatible with the Dreamcast console, Dreamcast keyboard, and VGA box. Screenshots showcase multiplayer gameplay. Bottom text boxes promote features like solving the mysteries of Planet Ragol in single-player, or challenging cooperative play with partners worldwide, as well as the word select system, which is an automatic translation function to overcome language barriers. The advertisement proudly displays the Sega and Sonic Team logos.